Yi-Emo wasn't even shook. A few formation flags suddenly appeared in his hands, and he threw them out. Yi-Emo wasn't even shook. A few formation flags suddenly appeared in his hands, and he threw them out. Shirtaa saw this and sneered. No wonder you were being so sneaky here before. You were setting up a formation. But you're quite capable to hide it from me. But even if you set up, as Yi-Emo threw out the last formation flag, Shirtaa was dazed. There was extreme shock in his face. He didn't even believe what he saw. How could this mere truth realization state level 2 cultivator hide a level 9 formation that even he didn't see? Shirtaa realized that not only did he not recognize this formation, he didn't even know when it was activated. You're a level 9 formation Grand Master 2. Shirtaa stared at Yi-Emo in shock. He was certain that Yi-Emo was not only a level 9 formation Grand Master, but one that was better than him. When he was setting up his formation, Yi-Emo was trapped inside but was very calm. Clearly, he was scared of his formation. Even when he self-destructed his formation, Yi-Emo wasn't hurt at all. Yet, he didn't even see Yi-Emo's formation nor when it was activated. Shirtaa screamed and threw out a few more formation flags. Those disorganized corpse puppets became orderly and formed a strange formation. Some corpse puppets released their magic artifacts and charged at Yi-Emo. Yi-Emo's face changed. With this many truth realization state cultivators charging at him, he would be killed for sure. He activated the formation without hesitation. The instant he did, Yi-Emo was ready to self-destruct his formation at any time. Yi-Emo really couldn't think of another way to stop all these truth realization state corpse puppets other than detonating his formation. Countless illusion cloud sword ray and sword chi filled the space. The most powerful thing about this formation was that there were countless sword ray and sword chi that was hidden from both the eyes and the spirit sense. If one was hit by one sword ray, their momentum would be stopped, and this momentary stop was enough for countless sword rays to swoop over. How do you dodge something you can't see with your spirit sense nor eyes? Yi-Emo was enlightened of this attack from Ji Xuan's invisible sword chi. This was also because Yi-Emo cultivated the 3-birth chant. Anything he saw he could make into his own if he wanted to. Sure, TAA mobilized 100 corpse puppets to protect him without hesitation. They all released defense magic artifact, making the place he was at impenetrable. But Yi-Emo was shook to find that of those few hundred puppets, they didn't all use magic artifact. Most of them just charged at him dazedly. Yi-Emo looked back at Shirtaa and immediately knew what was going on. His face was pale, and he kept eating pills. Clearly, he didn't control all of the puppets, so his spirit sense and control over the puppets weren't perfect. Realizing this, Yi-Emo felt assured. If he didn't have formation or other means, he really wouldn't be able to escape if he was trapped by these puppets. But he was in his formation, and Shirtaa used most of his spirit sense to control 100 puppets to protect himself. The rest weren't a threat to him. No wonder Shirtaa didn't use these puppets to attack Suwa and Shan. If he did, then he would be heavily injured in both spirit sense and cultivation essence, even if he killed Suwa and Shan. Spirit sense injuries were much harder to treat than meridian or bodily injuries. Shirtaa was exerting quite some spirit sense controlling these puppets. If he lost control, these puppets might come back to bite him instead. But soon, Yi-Emo found that although these puppets didn't even use 1% of their power, they weren't afraid of his sword ray. Whenever the sword ray struck them, it would only make a metal striking sound. Yi-Emo also found that if he was trapped by these puppets, then their aggressive instincts would be activated, and they would kill him without Shirtaa's command. Regardless, Yi-Emo knew he must not be trapped by them. They were fast, but this formation was Yi-Emo's, so instantly, Yi-Emo left their surrounding. He raised his hands, and tens of lightning swords shot out. Rumble. These lightning swords were as powerful as truth realization state divine damnation, but Yi-mo found that only one of the 10 puppets he struck was turned to dust. The rest only lost an arm or leg. Some were completely fine. This meant that he would need to use hundreds or even 1,000 lightning sword to kill all these puppets. Yi-mo took a cold breath in. He would be over himself before he killed all those puppets. Yi-mo threw tens of lightning swords at Shirtaa, but before they reached him, they were blocked by the nearly 100 puppets raising shields. Thud. Yi-mo was speechless. Luckily, Shirtaa couldn't completely control them, or he wouldn't be able to stop them for a bit. He couldn't think of any other way of escaping other than self-destructing the formation. Yi-mo was unhappy, but he didn't know that Shirtaa was so shocked he was speechless. Yi-mo's performance before was magnificent, but now, releasing such terrifying lightning sword, this completely dumbfounded him. If he wasn't scared of Yi-mo detonating the formation like he did and protected himself with 100 puppets, he would have been injured by the lightning swords already. At this moment, Shirtaa truly began to fear. He had used all his means. If this maniac truth realization state level 2 cultivator still had other means, he might really not be able to survive today. Even if Yi-mo didn't have much means left, he wouldn't be able to last very long. It was exerting his cultivation essence and spirit sense trying to control these puppets. Yi-mo was planning to get Shadowless to help when there was a stalemate, but now that Shadowless saw Yi-mo had the complete upper hand, he charged out at a puppet instead. Moments alter, Shadowless flew out and charged to another. Just when Yi-mo didn't know what was going on, those puppets that Shadowless flew into fell to the ground. Without a doubt, Shadowless devoured the essence spirit of those puppets. Seeing them fall, Yi-mo realized these puppets were powerful, but their weakness was also obvious. If there was a way to devour those essence spirit without consciousness, these puppets would turn into rocks. But just as this moment, Yi-mo suddenly felt cold. There was this unforeseen killing intense surge into his consciousness. Suwa Anshan. Yi-mo thought of this name instantly and went into his golden page world. Suwa Anshan. Yi-mo thought of this name instantly and went into his golden page world. Exposing the golden page world to save his life was worth it. Rumble, a terrifying explosion sounded. 100-meter-tall explosion waves rose at where Yi-mo was. Nothing existed in that place anymore. The space wind blades and space fine sands weren't blown away by this explosion. They were all bound in a domain. A black snake had swept past, and they were all devoured by the snake. If Yi-mo didn't go into the golden page world and wanted to dash out, he would also be devoured by the black snake head. From the formation disk, Yi-mo threw out. He could only see the explosion wave and that huge snake head. The instant he came out of the golden page world, Zisu brought a purple ray towards the snake head. Whimper. The snake head didn't expect there would be someone alive in the space where the burst truth bead exploded. This strike hacked right into its head, splashing black blood everywhere. Suwa Anshan in the distance spat blood again, and at a piece of green without hesitation. Then he looked at Yi-mo in shock. How did you dodge the burst truth pill? How did you know? How did you disappear? The burst truth bead plus the explosion of space was much more powerful than ordinary burst truth pills. Yi-mo looked coldly at him. Suwa, I forgot you had void life force marrow. No wonder you found your life back so quickly. Didn't you say you hate Vice City Lordshire the most? Why did you ambush me immediately? Are you farting with your mouth? Suwa Anshan's face was green. If people dared to say this to him, usually he would have cut that person into pieces. Soon, Yi-mo knew why Suwa Anshan was attacking him. Shirtaa could protect himself now in his formation. He kept throwing out formation flags, clearly wanting to set up a defense formation in his Space 9 illusion attack formation. But Shirtaa didn't know his formation at all. Even if Shirtaa could set up a defense formation, it wouldn't be able to be accomplished quickly. Shadowless was flying wobbly. There were a few hundred truth realization state corpse puppets on the ground. Yi Mo knew Shadowless was at its limit. He took Shadowless back. There were still a lot of puppets left, but Shirtea couldn't even protect himself now. He just needed to keep using Lightning Sword at Shirtea. Shirtea realized this too, and his face was scarily pale. He kept eating pills, wanting to control the corpse puppets. Suwa Anshan sneered, and didn't say anything. He waved, and that huge mountain appeared in his hands again. Clearly to him, killing Emo was the most important. He didn't dare to attack Emo, first as he knew Emo wasn't easy to mess with. He had great worry towards Emo. If Emo would let him leave now, he would leave without hesitation. The octagonal cauldron spun above Emo's head. Suwa Anshan had recovered his cultivation essence, around 80%. Just when Emo was about to fight Suwa Anshan's face changed, and he had the look of surprise and joy. He saw the void open up again. There was suddenly the view of the sky. It was getting closer to them, but narrower near them and wider near the Black Rock City. It's as though someone tore apart the void near Black Rock City. With this, it meant that they could leave here. Emo rejoiced and charged over without hesitation. However, he was stopped by a powerful force. Meanwhile, Suwa Anshan charged out without any trouble. Before Emo could react, Shirtea also looked surprised and joyful. He charged out of the void, like Suwa Anshan disappearing into the sky. Yemo's level 9 attack formation couldn't stop them at all. Immortal Ascension. Emo immediately realized, and his face looked bad. At this crucial moment, the Immortal Ascension tunnel opened again. What was the reason? If it wasn't for this, Suwa Anshan and Shirtea would eventually become his loot. Emo was very unsatisfied. He couldn't leave through that Immortal Ascension tunnel. Only Truth Realization State Peak Stage could leave through there. Shirtea left in such a hurry that he didn't even take a single corpse puppet. Now, they were all running around frantically like flies. Seeing that his formation wasn't able to do anything to these puppets, he just took it away, and without the formation binding, they all dashed out into the endless void. He didn't know puppet control, and didn't want to take these puppets that were so cruelly created. Just when Emo wanted to contact Di Shueming, he charged over and quickly threw out a jade slip at Emo. The reason is in here. I'm going to Immortal Ascension. Brother will meet again in the immortal realm. Then Di Shueming instantly disappeared in the cracked open void. Emo quickly took the jade slip and felt at loss. His friend left, and so did his enemies. He was the only one left in this void. Scanning his spirit sense in, there was Di Shueming's desperate voice. My friend told me that there was internal conflict at Black Rock City. Black Hades isn't in the city, and his city lord estate was completely smashed. They found a huge seal there, and some extremely precious spirit item was sealed there. When someone broke the seal, they found that the Immortal Ascension tunnel was opened. There was also another map behind the words. Emo could tell it was the tunnel Di Shueming told him about. Emo fell silent and decided to go see Black Rock City. If all the Truth Realization State Peak Stage cultivators ascended, then there was no threat for him at the city. Thinking about this, Emo dashed quickly towards the city. Halfway, he heard the rumbling sound in the sky. The Immortal Ascension tunnel was slowly closing up. Emo felt strange, but he still dashed towards the city. He was disaster state body refinement now, and he flew at full power. In just 10 days, he arrived at Black Rock City. When he came back here again, he could only feel everything was dead. Emo scanned with spirit sense. There were bodies everywhere. Clearly, there was a huge battle not long ago. Seeing that so many Truth Realization State cultivators were so close to Immortal Ascension but died in this battle, Emo sighed. Suwa Anshan couldn't react at the time, but he would definitely be able to realize that he had a small world. If he saw Suwa Anshan in the immortal realm, he would need to kill him. Yi Emo walked on the streets alone. All the shops were in shambles. Those dead cultivators' items were also looted. Yi Emo didn't search street by street. All the good things wouldn't be on display outside. It would be kept in storage rings. So the first place he went to was the city lord estate. He wanted to see what spirit item was sealed there. The walls of the city lord were fallen. There was only a wooden path towards the backyard that was rather complete. The walls of the city lord were fallen. There was only a wooden path towards the backyard that was rather complete. Yi Emo just walked tens of meters on the pathway and was stopped by the fallen wall of a round hall. Only the spirit sense shielding FM was barely there. There were ruins everywhere. More than 10 truth realization state died here, and the ground was covered in blood marks. The first thing Yi Emo saw in the center of the all was a round crystal ball. He noticed it not because it was pretty, but because there was a green plant inside. Bitter bamboo. Yi Emo blurted out. His voice echoed in the halls. How is this possible? Yi Emo was shook. He didn't know why there was a bitter bamboo here. This was something that even the immortals standing at the pinnacle of the immortal realm would want. How can it be in the Black Rock City? This was impossible. Yi Emo knew clearly that bitter bamboo was one of the 10 great spirit plants in the world. No matter how many realms there would only be one of it. There was one bitter bamboo in his golden page world, so there definitely wouldn't be one here. Yi Emo was certain this was impossible, but the reality was that there was another bitter bamboo in front of him. He didn't see wrong. Why is it so? Yi Emo murmured, giving himself a few spirit cleansing spells to force himself to calm down. After a long while, Yi Emo calmed down completely and forcefully moved his eyes away from bitter bamboo before studying the surrounding situation. There were 49 frog-like things around the crystal ball. They had mouths bigger than their body, and their mouths faced all directions of the city. Inside their mouths was a rather spacious spat with a seating. Yi Emo looked around and was shook. He realized this was a 49 life locking formation. There was only one use of this formation, and it was devour life force to nourish a spirit item. Clearly, this formation was devouring the life force of the entire city's cultivator to nourish this bitter bamboo. Yi Emo was thinking there was no earth nor sunlight. The only thing the bitter bamboo could depend on was spirit chi and life force. A mature bitter bamboo didn't need this, but this bitter bamboo was clearly not matured yet. So it needed life force to nourish. However, Yi Emo felt things weren't right. This bitter bamboo gave him a strange feeling. 49 EFAT locking formation devoured life force, but someone was needed to refine the life force and provide it to the bitter bamboo. These seats were for the cultivator refining the life force. However, there's a special feature of the 49 life locking formation. The cultivator refining the life force also need to supply his own life force and essence blood, otherwise it wouldn't work. If this seating was Suwa Anshan's, it meant that he would also need to supply his own essence blood and life force. But this was also beneficial, as if the bitter bamboo was fully mature, he would be able to quickly spirit control the bitter bamboo and get nourished by it. Yi Emo frowned and looked at this bitter bamboo. He wasn't sure if the 10 great spirit plants need to be spirit controlled, as his bitter bamboo recognized him as the master automatically. Yi Emo took out thing again and flipped to bitter bamboo. It said clearly there was only one of each top 10 spirit plants. This means that since he got the bitter bamboo, there wouldn't be any more in the world. Why was there another strange feeling bitter bamboo here? Yi Emo carefully walked to the seating and picked it up. He saw words below it: bitter bamboo, one of the 10 great spirit plants in the world. It can be nourished by the 49 life locking formation. Once the number of leaves becomes 9 times 9, the spirit plant would serve the nourisher as its master. 9 times 9, that was 81 leaves. Yi Emo counted. There were already 80 leaves on the bitter bamboo. Yi Mo finally understood why Suwa Anshan said that Shirtiaa would be attacking him within the 2 months regardless. It was for the bitter bamboo. Shirtiaa knew Suwa Anshan was nourishing the bitter bamboo with life force and essence blood. He left Suwa Anshan do the hard work for him, and when the bitter bamboo was about to mature, Shirtiaa would kill Suwa Anshan and take it for himself. Instantly, Yi Mo also understood why Shirtiaa gave his woman to Suwa Anshan. Su Qingfei was his woman. They must have dual cultivated together. Xu Qingfei had Shirtiaa's qi and essence blood. When Su Qingfei dual cultivated with Suwa Anshan, this qi was transferred to Suwa Anshan. Thus, the bitter bamboo would also have Shirtiaa's qi this way. Once Shirtiaa annihilated Suwa Anshan, the bitter bamboo would still recognize him as master. Realizing this, Yi Mo suddenly wanted to vomit. This Shirtiaa was too disgusting. Su Qingfei clearly liked a heroic warrior, so Shirtiaa intentionally wore flowery robes to make himself seem feminine. Then, with Shirtiaa's secret planning, it was not hard for Su Qingfei to get together with the heroic warrior-looking Suwa Anshan. Although Di Shueming was black and skinny, he also seemed like a heroic warrior. No wonder Su Qingfei liked him. Just as Shirtiaa said, she didn't truly like Suwa Anshan but Di Shueming. She only got with Suwa Anshan because she was disgusted of that feminine Shirtiaa. Looking at this bitter bamboo, Yi Mo suddenly felt very disgusted. Although he didn't like it, he didn't destroy it. It was a priceless treasure of the world. But Yi Mo knew that the 49-life locking formation definitely wasn't something Suwa Anshan could set up. Since someone else set it up, why was Suwa Anshan refining it? Did Suwa Anshan not know that the 10 great spirit plants couldn't be spirit-controlled? They could only willingly serve you as master. Yi Mo didn't think much. He scanned his spirit sense along the wall and dazed. Instantly, he came to a broken wall. There were a few huge claw marks. They were very fresh, and Yi Mo recognized them. This was God Beast Kuan's claw mark. Perhaps during the riot, Kuan also joined, but something happened, and the fight reached the City Lord estate. Did all those truth realizations state, think of the crystal ball as the seal, and when Kuan came, they joined up against Kuan. After all, anything on it was a treasure. There was a huge battle and countless truth realization state cultivators died. As for the immortal ascension tunnel, perhaps Kuan tore it open in fury. If Kuan tore open the space, then things would be easy to explain. Due to the tear in space, these cultivators all sensed the immortal ascension calling. They all chose to immortal ascension without hesitation. Old Black was quite a good friend to leave a message first. Just how much was needed to do that when being trapped here from immortal ascension for a few hundred to 1,000 years? Yi Mo sighed. Old Black flew into the immortal realm. Although he was truth realization state level 2, he was still far from immortal ascension. Without adequate resources, he could be trapped in the same state for a few hundred years. Yi Mo sighed. Old Black flew into the immortal realm. Although he was truth realization state level 2, he was still far from immortal ascension. Without adequate resources, he could be trapped in the same state for a few hundred years. But this bitter bamboo, Yi Mo looked over. If it was some spirit plant fed with life force, it wouldn't be far from withering without the life force supply. Wait, Yi Mo was shook. He thought of Kuan. These god beasts were the most sensitive to these spirit plants. If it really was bitter bamboo, why didn't it take it away? This was impossible. Yi Mo thought of those few fake items that Shui Yufeng made in the all-herb mountain ranges. Was this bitter bamboo fake too? How could the 10 great spirit plants could life force to survive? Doing this was something against nature. How could it happen on the 10 great spirit items? Realizing this, Yi Mo immediately knew that this bitter bamboo was quite possibly fake. He stood outside the crystal ball and studied this bitter bamboo carefully. After careful perusal, Yemo found that this bitter bamboo was similar to his bitter bamboo, but it gave off completely different feels. The bitter bamboo leaves gave people a very comfortable look. Even if you didn't grab it in your hands, it had the serene feeling. Meanwhile, this bitter bamboo leaves only had a messy life force chi. Yemo frowned. If this wasn't bitter bamboo, what was it? Yemo suddenly thought of a possibility. Could it essence blood that the truth realization state cultivators who came to Black Rock City were specifically arranged to do so and supply life force for this fake bitter bamboo? If this was true, then this person would be too scary. Yemo looked at this bitter bamboo. He couldn't guess what it was, but that uncomfortable feeling was still there. No matter what, he would destroy it first. Thinking about this, Yemo released formation flags without hesitation. He still had the formation flags for his Space 9 illusion attack formation. It would take him long to set them up into the right place. After that, he added a simple trap formation outside. He was scared there was something in here. Then, Yemo released the Mist Lotus Heartfire and was about to destroy the bitter bamboo, but suddenly he heard a bleak voice rat, "You're so evil. I thought you were setting up the formation to take the bitter bamboo, but you're going to use a blue heaven flame to burn my ghoul's essence spirit." "Who is it?" Yemo was shook. He then immediately realized that the voice came from inside the crystal ball. Then the bitter bamboo inside the ball disappeared, and the crystal ball cracked. A dark, bleak figure appeared before Yemo. It didn't look like the bitter bamboo at all. Yemo immediately released his octagonal cauldron and looked vigilantly at this bleak shadow. "Are you a ghoul kept here by someone?" The dark shadow said hatefully, "That's right. I'm a ghoul, but I'm not kept by someone. When I was about to succeed, that bastard broke into the space here, making the entire city's cultivators immortal ascension. Now, I don't have life force to feed me. I wanted to devour you, but I didn't expect a mere truth realization state level 2 cultivator can recognize that I'm not bitter bamboo." Yemo was shook. If it wasn't that the real bitter bamboo was in his hands, he would definitely think this is a bitter bamboo. If he did, and try to take it, wouldn't he fall into the hands of this ghoul? Ghouls were the clones of powerful cultivators. Yemo had never heard of anyone in the cultivation realm being able to separate out a ghoul clone. This ghoul said he wasn't kept by someone, meaning that he was either born naturally or he had already killed his main body and had his own will. No matter what, he didn't want to mess with it. "But even so, do you think you can escape from me?" the ghoul said, and turned into a huge shadow sweeping at Yemo. Before it landed on Yemo, Yemo felt he couldn't move at all. He was shook. This ghoul was so powerful. He was much more powerful than Suwa and Shan. This domain wasn't something he could fend off against. He definitely was no match for his ghoul. Yemo burst his cultivation essence like crazy, and just when Ghoul was about to reach him, he broke free. At the same time, he threw out many formation flags and yelled, "Explode." At the same time, Yemo went into the Golden Page world and controlled the Golden Page world to flew to the life gate of the formation. Li then left the Golden Page world, immediately fearing that it would be exposed. As the huge explosion sounded, it was more devastating than Shirtaa's formation's detonation. Even though this formation was Yemo's, and he knew where the life gate was, the terrifying power ripped apart all of the armor on his body. His flesh was already messy. Yemo knew that if he didn't reach disaster state body refinement, he wouldn't be able to live at all. Arg! A sharp shriek sounded, and Yemo immediately knew it was the ghoul. His level 9 formation detonation didn't even kill this ghoul. His life force was too powerful. Yemo didn't dare to stay here at all. He charged out without hesitation. He didn't even dare to look back. Leaving the Black Rock City, he didn't even dare to look back and charged into the void fissure. He brought his speed to maximum. He had only heard of Ghoul's terrifying power. Its attacks were invisible, and it's all too easy for them to possess someone. Usually after possession, they would devour the essence, blood, and life force of that cultivator, and then move on to a new one. Today, he saw a ghoul that was fed by countless life force. If he didn't detonate his level 9 formation, he would be in the hands of that ghoul. The ghoul's domain was beyond that of truth realization state cultivator. Luckily, Yi Mo had been running for his life in the void fissure quite often, and he knew where to go to hide his chi 5 days later. That faint sense of danger was gone. Only then did Yi Mo breathe easy. He knew that only now did he finally escape the threat of the ghoul. He didn't get anything going to the Black Rock City, but instead messed with the ghoul. Yi Mo took out the map Old Black gave him and immediately changed a direction. No matter what, he didn't want to stay in this void fissure anymore. He reached disaster state here and got Suwa Anshan's storage ring. What else would he be staying here for? Yi Mo even suspected that now there was only him and the ghoul living. That god beast Kun was probably gone. After running for 6 days, even his body was covered in wounds. On the 7th day, he stopped looking dazedly at a dark red void. He couldn't believe that this was the only tunnel. Old Black told him in the jade slip that the tunnel to leaving the void was here. This dark red was the heart of the void flame. Void flame is a type of flame marrow in the void. It has no value and can't be spirit controlled, but its temperature could melt anything. How can he leave? He was still a few kilometers from the void flame, but that heat was already unbearable. If he charged in, how could he live? Yi Mo carefully reached his spirit sense out, but before it even neared it, the space flame blade severed his spirit sense, and the spirit sense disappeared. This flame could even melt spirit sense. Rumble. There was suddenly a huge explosion, and a void flame whirlpool mixed with countless space flame blades spun. Just when Yi Mo didn't know what to do, that ghoul appeared in his spirit sense again. In just a moment, that ghoul would reach him. Yi Mo didn't dare to hesitate at all. He threw down a few formation flags and charged into that dark red void flame. Before he even got in, the armor and clothes on him completely vaporized. In just a moment, that ghoul would reach him. Yi Mo didn't dare to hesitate at all. He threw down a few formation flags and charged into that dark red void flame. Before he even got in, the armor and clothes on him completely vaporized. Yi Mo didn't dare to use octagonal cauldron. He immediately went into the golden page world. He just hoped that the golden page world would be fine in the void flame. Inside the golden page world, Yi Mo found that even his skin turned hot red. This void flame was so powerful, Yi Mo took a cold breath in. Such terrifying heat. Even if one reached God state, it would be hard for the body to not break down. Yi Mo ate a few pills and started carefully watching the golden page world. After a while, he noticed it was fine, so he breathed easy. His golden page world was a primordial artifact birthed along with the universe. If it was so easily burned by the void flame, it wouldn't be deserving of such name. Then, Yi Mo started watching that ghoul. Its color turned dimmer after the formation exploded, but it was still extremely fast. That ghoul spun outside the void flame a few times. Such terrifying speed. It spun around a few times and didn't seem to want to give up like this. It tried going into the void flame. Yi Mo was scared. The ghoul wouldn't be this powerful, right? But soon, Yi Mo realized his worry was extraneous. He couldn't hear sound outside, but that ghoul probably made a painful scream. Green mist popped out of the ghoul's shadow. Yi Mo rejoiced. It would be best to burn this guy to death. The ghoul immediately retreated to a safe area, but didn't want to leave like this. It still circulated the void flame. Knowing that the ghoul didn't dare to go in here, Yi Mo couldn't be bothered watching him. He threw out a few formation discs. It would disappear immediately, but it still allowed him to see the situation. He seemed to be inside a whirlpool tunnel of the void flame. There were countless void flame blades spinning, and the golden page world kept falling in this whirlpool endlessly. Was this the only tunnel out? Yi Mo began to suspect Old Black's words. First of all, coming to this place wasn't 99.9% chance of dying. It was certain death. Yi Mo sighed. It seemed he could only rely on himself. Suddenly, Yi Mo thought, if Suo Anshan came here, Nad used HF to set up a barrier. Would they be able to stop the void flame? Thinking about this, Yi Mo even wanted to go out and test with his mist Lotus Heart Fire, but what happened to the formation disc made Yi Mo give up the thought. The void flame was too terrifying. If he didn't even have enough time to go into the golden page world, he would be dead for sure. Yi Mo cleansed himself and changed into a new set of clothes before picking up Suo Anshan's storage ring. His greatest accomplishment in the void was reaching disaster state in body refinement. The second was getting Suo Anshan's storage ring. He had great hopes for this. The restriction was very complicated on the storage ring, but for Yi Mo, it was only a matter of time. Yi Mo carefully removed the restriction and scanned his spirit sense inside Suo Anshan's storage ring. He was immediately dazed. It wasn't because Suo Anshan's storage ring was much larger than Fang Yizong's, but because there were more than 100 extreme grade spirit ranges stacked together like a white dragon. All sorts of rare ores were stacked in mountains. What shook Yi Mo the most was that in one corner of the storage ring, there was a stone stool. Yi Mo immediately took it and saw there was the character Fire on it. Seeing this, Yi Mo was overjoyed. This was one of the 5 element stools he needed. Now his golden page world only needed one more stone stool. Clearly, Fang Yizong and Suo Anshan both knew that this stone stool was a rare treasure, but didn't know what it was exactly. Perhaps putting these stone stools in other small worlds could also birth the 5 elements. Thinking about this, Yi Mo was worried. If that was the case, how could he search for the remaining stone stool? If some cultivator takes it, can he search storage ring by storage ring? Just how many truth realization state cultivators' storage ring did Suo Anshan search to find this? Wait, Suo Anshan has another storage ring. Yi Mo immediately realized he was tricked. There was no spirit stones nor too many cultivation artifact in this storage ring. There were only a few pills and a few cultivation artifact. Even in Fang Yizong's storage ring, he found 500 million spirit stones. Suo Anshan would only have more. Yet he only found a few spirit stones and a few cultivation artifacts in this. Little did Yi Mo know that he actually wronged Suo Anshan. With his confidence, why would he have 2 storage ring? He was just waiting for immortal ascension. Like Yi Mo, only extreme grade spirit ranges had some use to him. In this Black Rock city, spirit stones were useless. The reason he didn't have much magic artifact was because they were all in the hands of his son Suo Shiyue and his wife Xiangyan's hands. Pity Yi Mo didn't rob Suo Shiyue's storage ring, or he would have gotten more in there. Although Yi Mo guessed there was more to Suo Anshan's treasure, but he didn't care much. He already got a lot. Yi Mo wanted to check on the ghoul, but the formation disc was getting blurry. It was a bit too far away, so Yi Mo didn't keep looking. He had a lot of spirit ranges now, so he might as well use 7 to supply power to the time formation disc and start cultivating. Yi Mo had more materials than spirit herbs. In the West Cultivator City, the West Cultivator Merchant Association paid Elder Niu Riyang, gave him countless materials to connect with him. Now, he got more from Suo Anshan's storage ring. He had this many extreme grade materials to practice with. No one other than him could be this extravagant. In the time formation disc, Yi Mo used up level 7, level 8, level 9, and even extreme grade materials like trash. With this much practice and blue color, mist Lotus Heart Fire, his low-grade cultivation artifact was perfected in a month in the time formation disk. 3 months later, Yi-Mo could easily forge middle-grade cultivation artifact. 6 months later, Yi-Mo was happy with the top-grade cultivation artifact he was forging. A year later, Yi-Mo forged his first extremely high-quality extreme-grade cultivation artifact. Then he went on a roll. As long as the material grades were enough, all he forged was extreme-grade cultivation artifact, and he used more than half of the material stack. Looking at the wasted materials, Yi-Mo sighed. Using extreme-grade spirit ranges to power the time formation disk, using level 9 and extreme-grade materials for practice, owning the 3-birth chant, and the mist lotus heart fire. If he still couldn't become a top-grade forgery grandmaster, he can give up. At this degree, Yi-Mo knew there was no point in continuing practice. 1 grade above would be immortal artifact. Even if he found the materials for it, he wouldn't be able to do it in his golden page world. There were divine damnation for immortal artifact in the cultivation realm. The golden page world was incomplete, so there wouldn't be divine damnation. Yi-Mo put away the time formation disk and got up. He was pondering a level 9 Pill King, level 9 formation grandmaster, and level 9 forgery grandmaster. Was this something a cultivator could achieve? Perhaps I should start learning rune making. Yi-Mo shook his head. Of course, he wasn't really going to do that. His psi cultivation means all reached the peak, yet his cultivation level was still truth realization state primary stage, and his body refinement wasn't even at God state yet. He had been in the golden page world for a month. Yi-Mo threw out a few more formation discs out, wanting to know where the golden page world was at. This time, Yi-Mo found it was better than before. He could look through it a little longer. The golden page world had stopped, and the space around it was still dark red, but there wasn't any more void, flame blades, and whirlpools. This time, Yi-Mo found it was better than before. He could look through it a little longer. The golden page world had stopped, and the space around it was still dark red, but there wasn't any more void, flame blades, and whirlpools. Yi-Mo carefully moved the golden page world into some places and found that the temperature here was much milder than outside. Just in case, Yi-Mo watched for a long time and confirmed that the temperature here was indeed as he thought. It was much lower. There was dark red everywhere, and no exit. Yi-Mo knew if he didn't leave the golden page world, he wouldn't be able to find an exit for sure. Thinking about this, Yi-Mo took the golden page world to the place where the formation disk lasted the longest, drank half of the Kuan blood before gritting his teeth and leaving the golden page world. The instant that he left, he felt the explosive power of the Kuan blood. Before he ate drop, by now he ate more than 10 at once. Yi-Mo was about to use octagonal cauldron or mist lotus heart fire for a barrier first. However, Yi-Mo felt that the temperature was much lower than above, and the rustling Kuan blood spirit power made him want the void flame to burn his body. Yi-Mo used the 3-birth chant and 3 God body refinement chant to strengthen his meridian's body. Meanwhile, he was thinking of an article he saw in a university library. It said that the inner flame has the lowest temperature and the outer flame has the highest temperature. Outside the void flame, he wouldn't even be able to survive for a second, but here he could defend against the power using the Kuan blood. Time passed second by second, and Yi-Mo went from being tortured to defending against the void flame. He once again sunk into a state of zero self-awareness. His skin, meridians, and bones were being torn, strengthened, reorganized again and again. Yi-Mo even felt that the essence of the Kuan blood completely turned into nourishment for his body. He reached disaster state middle stage without trouble, disaster state tertiary stage, disaster state peak. Yi-Mo just realized that body refinement had nothing to do with power. The reason he relied on power before was because practicing body refinement in a place that was tougher than his body by tens of times, he might easily be ripped apart. But now he was completely just refining his body and setting his cultivation level aside. Yemo suddenly woke up at disaster state peak. He felt that the pressure on him seemed to be reduced. It could only burn his skin. Now, Yemo realized that only those who reach God's state body refinement was a true king. Thus, Yemo's eyes flashed with certainty as he drank all of the remaining Kuan blood without hesitation. If he didn't enter God's state, he wouldn't be able to go around here easily, nor find a real exit. The Kuan blood ravaged inside his body again, but this time, Yemo was prepared. He rose up slowly. He even felt that this place was the perfect place to reach God's state. His skin and meridians were being torn and rebuilt again and again. If he wasn't disaster state peak, he wouldn't be able to endure this inhuman torture. But Yemo didn't retreat at all. He knew clearly that body refinement was a process of sadistically torturing his body. Compared to others, he had all sorts of pills and the best body refinement cultivation method. If he still couldn't reach God's state in the heart of the void flame, Yemo felt he would be stuck in disaster state forever unless he ascended into the immortal realm. This was because he wouldn't be able to find a place like this again. So, what if his power reached truth realization state peak stage? Would he be able to find a place like this again? Crack. Yemo was happy when he heard this cracking sound. Before, his bones only broke a little but didn't break on a large scale. Large-scale breaking meant his bones were being rebuilt. Indeed, the three-god body refinement chant made his bones heal in a very short time. Crack. Yemo suddenly felt comfortable. The terrifying void flame didn't feel as scorching as before. When it flew past his body, it was like tepid water. Yemo suddenly got up and checked his bones and skin. His meridians were very distinct, and cultivation essence flew in the wide but solid meridians. The broken bones had formed again, emitting a faint golden color. Yemo reached out his hand. It was flawless and his skin was smooth like silk but very white. Yemo was speechless. He didn't like being too white. His body was too perfect. He didn't expect reaching God's state had such benefits. Now, he was more certain that no one could reach God's state in the Black Rock City. Even Suwa Anshan's God state was fake. Only his God state was real. Now, Yemo knew how terrifying God's state body refinement was. If Suwa Anshan reached God's state, he wouldn't sustain such heavy injuries in the level 9 formation detonation. He said he was God's state to fear the cultivators of the city. Yemo didn't go up to feel the temperature above, although he was God's state body refinement now, and would be able to survive. He still didn't want to do this. He didn't need to go up anymore. Yemo changed into a new set of clothes and started searching for an exit at the bottom. A few days later, Yemo felt hardship. He had completely searched this place over. It was as Old Black said, a place to leave to the void, but Yemo found he had to tear open the dimension to leave. Yemo tested and found that this place was indeed the weakest part of the void. He wasn't afraid that he couldn't tear open space. Even if he couldn't now, he had this many spirit range, and if he reached truth realization state middle stage in the Golden Page world, he would be able to tear open the dimension by burning essence blood. What troubled him was there were many directions of tearing open space. If he didn't tear a dimension opening to Luoyu and went to some other realm instead, how would he get back to Luoyu? Yemo thought for a few days and decided to increase his power first. In the Golden Page world, Yemo sat in the spirit gathering formation made with extreme grade spirit range and devoured spirit chi like crazy in the time formation disk. The spirit chi was so dense that it was raining down. The spirit herbs grew rapidly. This time, Yemo's cultivation motion was too huge. Such terrifying spirit chi whirlpool. Even Shadowless was woken up. Shadowless changed colors again. This time it didn't turn gold, but faint blue. It was many times faster than before. It flew up and spun around Yi-Mo before landing on the bitter bamboo. After cultivating in the time formation disk for a year, Yi-Mo stopped. He came out and barely reached truth realization state level 3. With this speed, he would need more than a decade to reach truth realization state middle stage. Yi-Mo felt he was used to using immortal crystals. He wasn't used to using immortal crystals anymore. It wasn't very effective for him. Truth realization state level 3 was this hard to reach, reaching truth realization state middle stage. And above would be 10 times harder. Truth realization state tertiary stage would even worse. Yi-Mo felt he was used to using immortal crystals. He wasn't used to using immortal crystals anymore. It wasn't very effective for him. Truth realization state level 3 was this hard to reach, reaching truth realization state middle stage. And above would be 10 times harder. Truth realization state tertiary stage would even worse. If he didn't have immortal crystals, Yi-Mo estimated that even if these 100 extreme grade spirit range could let him reach truth realization state peak stage, it would take 100 or even a few hundred years. Yi-Mo sighed. He just wanted immortal crystals to power the time formation disk. But he knew this was something that an entire cultivation realm couldn't satisfy. Immortal crystals was something of the immortal realm. If it was everywhere in the cultivation realm, it wouldn't be called immortal crystals. Yi-Mo regretted the most that he didn't get more immortal crystals from the Sand River. If he could get a few hundred, he wouldn't be troubled like this. Truth realization state level 3. Yi-Mo knew that he might stay at this cultivation level for a long time. He came out of the golden page world. He had to make a decision now. He went around the bottom for a long while before choosing 2 directions. He felt both were fine. After thinking again and again, he chose the one closer to him. Then Yi-Mo used all the cultivation essence in his body and ripped at the space in front of him. The powerful cultivation essence caused the dimension to destabilize. But this didn't have any effect. He didn't rip open the void. There was no place to exert this cultivation essence, and it came back at him, making him spit blood. Yi-Mo was shook. He realized with his current power he wouldn't be able to open up this void. Even in the weakest place in the entire void fissure, his power was still too low. The void was stronger than he had thought, but Yi-Mo didn't give up. He had another way, that was to self-destruct level 9 formation. He felt he was really influenced by Shir-Taa. This was the only way he could think of now. This time, Yi-Mo set up a level 9 trap formation. After the trap formation detonated, the explosive power would be gathered in one spot. This would help him greatly in tearing open space. As a level 9 forgery grandmaster and level 9 formation grandmaster, Yi-Mo used 3 days to set up a top-grade level 9 trap formation without holding back on the materials he used. In order to make the explosion more powerful, Yi-Mo even threw in half an extreme grade spirit range. Half an extreme grade spirit range. Not even an ordinary 9-star sect might have this in Luo Yu continent, but Yi-Mo just threw it out like that. After getting ready, Yi-Mo spat some essence blood at the life gate and detonated the formation he just set up. Yi-Mo didn't even go into the golden page world in order to find the weakest part in the void dimension. Rumble, terrifying explosions sounded at the bottom of the void flame. The entire void flame seemed like an annoyed beehive and burst out. Streams of void flame shot everywhere. And the ghoul who was still around here didn't expect this terrifying event would happen. Even though it left in time, it was still splashed by countless void flames. The ghoul grew dimmer and dimmer, not daring to stay around here anymore. It shrieked and ran into the endless void. The flame marrow also splashed out and immediately smashed on Yi-Mo's body, bringing up large pieces of skin and flesh. Yi-Mo once again felt a tearing sensation. He was about to faint. He was certain that if he wasn't God's state, he would turn into dust immediately. Yi-Mo, however, instead charged towards the center of the explosion. He burned many mouths of essence blood and once again tore with all his power in the weakest part. Screech. Yi Mo felt his hands lighten, and a dark space appeared before him. Yi Mo didn't care what this dark space was, and just charged inside. As soon as he did, the void fissure healed up. This was less than a second. If Yi Mo went into the golden page world the moment the formation detonated, he wouldn't be able to make it out in time. What Yi Mo saw was a dark night sky. He could only charge into the golden page world before falling unconscious again. The damage of the formation and the burning of his cultivation essence used up all of his power. The golden page world seemed like a golden, that in the starry night sky flying everywhere, in the air currents, a meteor smashed into the golden page world, taking it with it as it shot into the atmosphere. Shooting star. I saw a shooting star fall into the sea by the beach, a young girl screamed. Don't lie, shooting stars come out at night. Even if there were shooting stars in the day, why would it fall into the sea? The young woman reproached. The girl said stubbornly, Mom, I really saw a shooting star. It really fell into the sea. Okay, you're not allowed to watch TV tonight, sleep earlier, the woman said unhappily. When Yi Mo woke up, he immediately ate a pill and threw out a formation disc. He saw the large amount of seawater and immediately rejoiced. This meant that he wasn't in the void anymore. He was on land. There was no earth, water, nor mountains in the void fissure. Although Yi Mo's injuries were serious, it was nothing compared to the torture he went through reaching God's state. In a short time, he had completely recovered. Yi Mo gave himself a few clear water spells and changed into a new set of clothes. At the same time he left the golden page world, he formed a cultivation essence barrier on the surface of his body, so the sea water wouldn't drench his clothes. Yi Mo couldn't wait to see where he was. As soon as he went out of the ocean, he scanned his spirit sense out. Moments later, Yi Mo was dazed on the beach. He took back his spirit sense. He knew he was back, but no on Luoyu, but back on Earth. Yi Mo frowned, but he soon calmed down. He was happy. He could go back and check on things. If he got the fish tail from the fish jump through Dragon Gate, he could go back to Luoyu at any time. Or he could use the teleportation formation at Duanheng mountain ranges and go to the small world. Then he would go to Luoyu from there. The only pity was that Su Jingwen and Ning Qingxue didn't come with him. They missed Earth much more than him. Yi Mo sighed. If he could cultivate to a point where he could tear open the space between Earth and Luoyu easily, then it would be so great. When Yi Mo came back to his senses, he saw a little girl standing not far from him. She looked at him with big, bright eyes. Big brother, your clothes are really strange. Is this your filming costume? The girl asked, but then she asked again. No, you're not an actor. I just saw you come out of the sea. How come your clothes aren't wet? Are you an immortal? Thinking about his cultivator robes, Yi Mo quickly changed the subject. Why are you here alone? Where's your parents? My mum is over there. The little girl pointed at a row of houses near the beach and said, I saw a shooting star fall into the sea during the day. Mum said I lied to her. She said that when you see a shooting star, you can make a wish. I came to make a wish. My mum is over there. The little girl pointed at a row of houses near the beach and said, I saw a shooting star fall into the sea during the day. Mum said I lied to her. She said that when you see a shooting star, you can make a wish. I came to make a wish. Yi Mo was speechless. Her parents were too irresponsible. They didn't even know that the kid came out of the house. Seeing there seemed to be lights flashing at where the girl pointed, he immediately knew someone was looking for her. So he said, quickly go back. I need to go. The girl didn't go and asked instead, I haven't made a wish yet. By the way, big brother, are you that shooting star? I saw you come over from the direction of the shooting star. This little girl was very cute, but Yi Mo didn't have the mood to talk with her. Just when he wanted to leave, his spirit sense scanned that there were two men with their face covered hiding in the kitchen. Yi Mo saw there was a small red bag in the room with the words, Ning Fei Fei. Your name is Fei Fei? Yi Mo asked. The little girl nodded. Yes, I'm Ning Fei Fei. This girl was so young that she didn't think about why Yi Mo knew her name. She thought it was natural that everyone called her Fei Fei. Yi Mo changed his mind. He quickly took off his cultivator robes and changed into earthly clothes. But before he could put his shirt on, a torch flashed over already. Fei Fei. A desperate voice sounded. Yi Mo saw this person was familiar. He immediately recognized who she was. It was Ning Qingshue's niece Ning Xuyan. Yi Mo frowned. He really didn't like this girl. He even hated her. When he first saw her, she was not even 20, but now she was in her 30s. He only saw her once at the Ning family, when he went to find Ning Fuzhen. She was named the second beauty of the Ning family. Now, she was on a completely different level to Ning Qingxue. Ning Qingxue was getting younger and younger, while Ning Xuyan, although well-preserved, still couldn't stop the marks of time. The two masked men were targeting her. Yi Mo immediately realized. If it was just Ning Xuyan, he really couldn't be bothered, but Ning Fei Fei was very cute. He had a daughter too. Pedophile. The young girl behind Yi Mo saw the scene and was about to call the police. Wait. Ning Xuyan charged up to Ning Fei Fei and pulled her to her side before stopping the girl. She whispered, Fei Fei is fine, and the police won't arrive anytime soon if we anger him. Realizing this, the young girl immediately was worried but didn't keep calling the police. Ning Xuyan looked vigilantly at Yi Mo. She couldn't see Yi Mo's face clearly without the moon. The young girl also pointed at Yi Mo. Fei Fei is so young, and you dare to do that. Are you still a human? There are so many nightclubs outside. If you don't have money, I'll give you some. Why do this to a little girl? Yi Mo was shook at these words. This girl was really imaginative. She probably didn't say worse things for fearing he would attack. Yi Mo thought, and immediately realized what was going on. Their touch probably flashed on him when he wasn't wearing his shirt. Sis Wang, let's go back first. Ning Xuyan quickly said, as though not wanting to offend Yi Mo. The young girl nodded and didn't dare to say anything. After all, this was by the sea in the middle of the night. Yi Mo was shook. He saw how cocky Ning Xuyan was before. She was going to push Yi Mo's friend, Ning Lan, out of the Ning family mansion, and was going to slap her. Yet after these years, she changed so much. Fei Fei, let's go back first, the young girl said. Fei Fei nodded and said to Yi Mo, immortal big brother, come with us. We live next to the sea. It's very pretty. The young girl immediately began to frustrate hearing this and quickly whispered to Fei Fei's ears, Fei Fei, this person isn't a good person. He tricked you here so he can sell you. Luckily me and your mother came. Ning Fei Fei immediately rebuked, Ani, you're lying. Big brother is an immortal. He transformed from that shooting star in the day. How can he be bad? If you keep saying that, I'm not going to like you. Ning Xuyan and Sis Wang frowned. The young girl was scared of Yi Mo, but still said coldly to him, is there a point to trick little kids like this? Don't think you have us for sure. I'll call the police immediately. Sis Wang, stop, let's go. Ning Xuyan stopped the girl. Yi Mo was speechless. He wasn't planning to go to Ning Fei Fei's place. There were two masked guys there, but he had countless ways to take them away. He still wanted to ask Ning Fuzhen if he got that fishtail back. Yi Mo hesitated for a long time before giving a defense bracelet to Ning Fei Fei. This is for you. I'm going. Yi Mo thought even if the thing is somewhere else, it is all too easy for his spirit sense to find Ning Xuyan. With his spirit sense, he can skin anywhere on earth. Finding someone was much easier than finding the fishtail. Yi Mo only had to skin roughly with his spirit sense to find someone, but in order to find the fishtail, he would have to skin every corner. That would use up a lot of spirit sense. Even Yi Mo didn't want to do that. The worst quality thing on Yemo was a top-grade spirit artifact bracelet. Thank you, immortal big brother. You must go to my place. You can see the sea from the window. It's really, really pretty. Ning Feifei already put the bracelet on her wrist, even Ning Shuyan, and the young girl realized that they probably wronged Yemo. Clearly Yemo wasn't the type of person they thought him to be. Otherwise, how can he be so calm now? Realizing this, the young girl said to Feifei, quietly, Feifei, how did you come here? Ning Feifei raised her lips. I said, I saw a shooting star in the day, and you guys didn't believe me. I came to make a wish, and I saw immortal big brother come out of the sea. He must be that shooting star. Realizing what happened, the two felt quite awkward. The young girl apologized to Yemo. Sorry, big brother, we misunderstood you before. Thanks for taking care of Feifei. That bracelet is too precious. Feifei can't take it. Then the girl was going to take it off. Yemo waved his hand and smiled. It's fine. I just needed some fresh air, so I came out for a walk. Then I met Feifei. I feel we're quite fated, so I gave her a bracelet. Ning Xian also apologized. Thanks for taking care of Feifei. We live in the Sea View house over there. Do you want to come in for a cup of water? Ning Xian was just being polite, but Yemo immediately nodded. Okay, I'm a bit thirsty too. Hearing this, the two dazed. They thought Yemo would reject for sure. The two looked at each other and showed some vigilance, but they already invited Yemo, and he agreed. They can't just say, we don't want you over anymore, leave. Ning Xian forced a smile and said, let's go. Ning Xian forced a smile and said, let's go. How could Yemo not know what she thought, but he pretended he didn't know and came with them to Ning Xian's place. It was a holiday resort, but wasn't open to public. It was only open to people with status. Ning Xian calmed down instead now. Regardless, Yemo had come in. As for Sis Wang, who intentionally left the door open, Yemo ignored that. He had two purposes here, one to take away those two masked guys, and another to ask about the fishtails. I'll help you get some water. Ning Xian just wanted Yemo to leave after drinking water, so she said desperately. She didn't even dare to look at Yemo and hurried to get water. Meanwhile, the young girl was dazed after seeing Yemo's face in the light. She had never seen a man with such aesthetics. The edges on his face was very distinct. Perhaps he wasn't the most handsome, but he was the most perfectly shaped. The only thing was his skin was a little too white. What shook him was that this man was filled with this immortal temperament. This made her want to get close to this man. In fact, cultivators do have a faint spiritual temperament. Any cultivator had this. Cultivators saw it every day, so they were used to it, but this girl saw it for the first time. Most cultivators were very promiscuous and just slept with whoever they liked. Those cultivators would have lesser spiritual temperament and more of a mixed chi. Yemo's life was very strict. Other than his wives, he never touched another woman. Plus, he has been cultivating beside the bitter bamboo. So comparatively, Yemo had much greater immortal temperament. Ning Xian was just about to pass the cup of water to Yemo, but the moment she saw Yemo, she was extremely shook. Her hands shook, and the cup fell out of her hands. No matter how perfect Yemo's body was, his looks were still there. It looked exactly the same as before, but with more temperament. Yemo smiled and didn't move, and that cup was somehow in his hands. Ning Xian said dazedly after a long while, You're Yemo. Yemo put the cup down and smiled. That's right, I'm Yemo. Ning Xian heard this, and her eyes went red. As she knelt down in front of Yemo, tears covered her face. Yemo frowned and pulled her up. If there's something, just say it. No need to be like this. Meanwhile, the young girl screamed at Yemo in surprise and joy. You're Yemo? My brother-in-law. Yemo looked at this young girl. She did look a little like Ning Qingxue. She wasn't as pretty as her, but she had this youthful energy. Was this Ning Qingxue's sister? But Yemo knew Ning Qingxue didn't have a sister. The young girl said again, "Brother-in-law, I'm Ning Siswang. My sister is Ning Qingxue. Where are you living with my sister? Where is she? Did she come back? I've never seen my sister." Yi Emo looked at this girl who was 16 and suddenly realized he had left Earth for so many years. Ning Zihanfei and Lan Yu had another child. Ning Xian calmed down and wiped her face. Ever since Qingxue left, Sishuang's parents have been thinking of her a lot. Then they had Siswang. The name means keen to see frost, as when frost came Shui would hear. Shui means snow. Yi Emo exclaimed. Time really flew by. Ning Xian's sister was even 16 now. Yes, brother-in-law, is my sister all right? Ning Siswang said again, Xuan, and I saw you not wearing clothes before, and we thought you were a bad person. Then Ning Xian poked out her tongue and quickly closed the door and locked it. Yi Emo wanted laugh. Putting that lock on only meant they couldn't escape, but Yi Emo felt warm at heart. Ning Siswang clearly considered him as family. But Yi Emo knew that Ning Xian's family and Ning Zhongfei's family had great conflict. Why were the two together now? And seemed very close. But Yi Emo wasn't interested in asking. By the way, brother-in-law, why are you still so young? Is my sister as young as you? Ning Siswang asked. Yi Emo waved his hand. Xian, what did you want to say? If I can help you, I will. Ning Xian nodded and sniffed because there was no outstanding talent in the Ning family, and the great-grandpa knows this, so he gradually changed the focus of the family to business. Because we still have quite a solid foundation. In a few years, we're a world-renowned family corporation. Ning Siswang nodded. Yes, Xian, like my sister, is a business prodigy. There wasn't anyone skillful in the Ning family, so Grandpa gave the Ning family's business authority to Sister Xian, under her management. In a few years, the Ning family light energy electronic products swept the world, becoming the second biggest in the industry after Luoyu. Then Ning Siswang looked carefully at Yi Emo. My grandpa wanted to settle at Luoyu City, but City Lord Huang didn't dare to agree, saying that he didn't have your order. Eventually, my grandpa passed away unhappily, but put more than 80% of the Ning family's assets under Xian's name. Ning Xian intervened. Great-grandpa said, think about calamity and live peacefully and die. He said more than once that the reason the Ning family didn't have someone like was that they lived too peacefully. So great-grandpa wanted everyone to go out and fight. As for putting the assets under my name, it's just for me to manage. But I upset great-grandpa's expectations. Ning Xian sniffed and couldn't even speak anymore. With Yi Mo's experience, how could he not know that business went wrong under her management? Ning Xian said again, after calming down a little, I was managing Grandpa's business, so it was fine. At the prime of our Ning family electronic business, I met Fang Chong. He came back from Cambridge University. He was much better at managing business than me. He eventually became my assistant and took the Ning family electronics to a higher level. I wasn't planning to marry soon, but Fang Chong was too nice to me, and I can't leave him. We married and had Fei Fei. Mom, Fang Chong is my dad, right? Ning Fei Fei asked. Ning Xian quickly said to Fei Fei, Fei Fei, go watch TV first. Fei Fei was obedient and went to watch TV. Ning Xian continued. Fang Chong agreed to everything I said, but after having Fei Fei, he wanted Fei Fei to have the Ning last name and let the second child have the Fang last name. Perhaps this was a long time ago, and Ning Xian calmed down. Then there was news from Luoyu that light power electronics were gradually being replaced by bioelectronics, and Luoyu's bioelectronics were mature. Even the world-renowned electronic corporations were beginning to research bioelectronics. Once the technology became mature, light electronics would be soon replaced. Fang Chong was very worried, and we were planning to invest large sums of money to research bioelectronics. Perhaps this was a long time ago, and Ning Xuyen calmed down. Then there was news from Luo Yu that light power electronics were gradually being replaced by bioelectronics, and Luo Yu's bioelectronics were mature. Even the world-renowned electronic corporations were beginning to research bioelectronics. Once the technology became mature, light electronics would be soon replaced. Fong Chong was very worried, and we were planning to invest large sums of money to research bioelectronics. Bioelectronics? Yi Mo frowned. He could understand light electronics, but this bioelectronics was something he didn't understand at all. Ning Xian nodded. Light electronics need light to work. At night, it wouldn't work, so it would need light storage devices to kickstart. Light storage was inconvenient and more costly than electricity. Meanwhile, bioelectronics can work at any time. It can even use the physical particles in the air to work. Yi Mo frowned. He definitely wouldn't believe that technology had this huge of a leap in a decade or so. This was an era-defining evolution. Yi Mo immediately said, "You believe that? No matter how fast technology advances, it can't be this fast." Ning Xian nodded. "I didn't believe it, but Fong Chong's friend stole out a bioelectronic rice cooker from this bioelectric company. It didn't have any light storage device or other energy sources, but could work non-stop no matter where. It could cook rice anywhere." Even all the engineers in the company confirmed that it was indeed bioelectronics. "There's such things?" Yi Mo asked in disbelief. Ning Siswang said, "Yes, brother-in-law. This bioelectric rice cooker was broadcasted on news too." Ning Xian sniffed, but she continued. "After that, everyone was discussing the bioelectric rice cooker. Although bioelectric products haven't come out yet, the sales of light electronic products have reduced greatly. Everyone was waiting for the arrival of bioelectric products. I was very worried as our Ning family's main source of profit was light electronic products. If bioelectronic products were invented and other companies sold it, then our Ning family business would collapse if we didn't have the technology to." "So you agreed to Fong Chong's request to invest in bioelectronic research?" Yi Mo asked. Ning Xian nodded. "Yes. Fong Chong told me to invest less at the start, but I was desperate and didn't listen to him. We invested more and more, and just when I didn't dare to invest more, Fong Chong suddenly told me that the bioelectronic research was complete. But at this moment things happened. We were sued by the company who made the rice cooker. They said that our Ning family stole their model and their research product. They requested that we compensate for their loss and hand over all bioelectric research results." Ning Xian said, "Because bioelectronics was a new technology, the compensation they asked was astronomical. Even if we sold everything, we would barely be able to pay it. Fong Chong felt he owed me as he caused this. If he didn't find his friend to steal that, this wouldn't happen. He left behind his last words and took all the blame, saying this had nothing to do with the Ning family electronics. And then he suicided." Ning Xian sniffed again. Ning Siswang picked up some tissue and comforted Ning Xian. Yi Mo had never seen Fong Chong and didn't know what sort of person he was, but his meticulous habit in the cultivation realm made him realize at least two holes in her words. First, how discreet was bioelectronic product research? How could Fong Chong's friend steal it? Plus, it has been stolen for that long, and the rice cooker even went on TV. The Ning family also completed the technology research, and then that company reacted. Second, if the technology was so developed, why hasn't mature products gone on market yet? Yi Mo asked, "Are those bioelectric products on sale in the market yet?" Ning Xian shook her head. "Not yet, that company wanted to, but due to the court case with our Ning family, the police announced that only when the copyright to the technology was distinct could these products go on markets. So all the critics helped that company as everyone wants this to end, so the products would go on the market." Ning Siswang said, "I saw Xian being very confused, so I came with her and Fei to the seaside to loosen up. In a few days, when all the Ning family assets are gone, I'm planning to let Xian come with me to Luoyu City." How's Luoyu City? Yi Mo asked casually. Ning Siswang nodded. It's very good, it's very pretty, and City Lord Huang is very nice. He often visits my parents. Yi Mo nodded. Huang Enian didn't forget his roots. Ning Xian looked worriedly at Yi Mo. When all of the Ning family assets are gone, I have nowhere to go. Siswang said for me to go Luoyu. Ning Xian sighed. Luoyu City belongs to everyone now. Go if you want. I don't really have an opinion about it anyways. Thank you, Ning Xian said. Yi Mo didn't mind. Just call me Yi Mo. I just act me back today. I haven't been back to Luoyu yet. I also have something to ask you. Suddenly, Yi Mo asked, where is that rice cooker? It's been taken by the police. It's evidence it wouldn't be kept here. Ning Xian said sadly. All our research products have been locked up by the police. Before this is over, we can't take it out. Although Yi Mo knew this was very suspicious, but he had no intentions of helping. He would go visit Su Jingwen's mother, and then go back to Luoyu. But then, since the person behind all this already got the Ning family assets, why send people here? Were the two masked men related to this? Ning Xian suddenly asked, Yi, what did you want to ask me before? Yi Mo nodded and said to the kitchen, you two can come out. Before the two realized what Yi Mo meant, two masked men came out from the kitchen. One of them had a knife. Ning Siswang screamed. She didn't expect there were two people hiding there. Ning Xian's face changed drastically and ran up to Fei Fei, protecting her. But then, the two's eyes were full of shock, as though they didn't dare to believe. When Yi Mo told them to come out, they weren't planning to listen to Yi Mo. But their bodies moved out on their own. They can't move at all other than walk. The two girls looked dazedly as the two masked men walk up to Yi Mo and kneel on the ground, pulling down their masks obediently. What are you guys doing here? Yi Mo asked calmly. We came to take Fei Fei. The two answered. We came to take Fei Fei. The two answered. Yi Mo felt bewildered. He thought the two were related to Ning Xian. Who told you to come? Yi Mo asked again. Our corporate boss. What is your corporation? What is your boss's name? 11 Tang Corporation. Boss is called Dongfang Chong. Shi Tang again. Our Ning family has given the entire company to Shi Tang. What else do you want? You want Fei Fei? Keep dreaming. I won't let Fei Fei leave no matter what. Ning Xian raged. Yi Mo sighed. Don't you understand? That Dongfang Chong is your husband. He came to steal your Ning family electronics. Ning Xian was dumbfounded. After a long while, she suddenly said, That's impossible. This is impossible. Fang Chong was that nice to me, and even gave up his life for us too. Yi Mo said no more. It didn't matter if Ning Xian believed it or not. Shi Tang Corporation. Clearly this was related to the Dongfang family again. Dongfang Chong spent many years stealing the Ning family wealth. According to his knowledge of Dongfang Wang, this wasn't his style. Even if this fortune was given to Dongfang Wang for free, he would at most nod. If Dongfang Wang planned this, Yi Mo was certain it would be less than half a year, and the Ning family wealth would change name. Ning Siswang comforted Ning Xian, don't get agitated. Let me ask, clearly, Ning Siswang asked the two men, is Dongfang Chong Fang Chong? Was he at the Ning family corporation before? But Ning Siswang's words had no power. Yi Mo grunted, and the two men shivered reply. Yes, we were at the Ning family corporation with boss before. Ning Xian's face went pale immediately, but she soon calmed down. When she saw clearly the two men's faces, she pointed at the two. You were the electronic specialists that Fang Chong brought to research bioelectronics. Yi Mo sneered. The two's hands were full of calluses. They were clearly killers. No, we didn't invent bioelectronic products. Hearing this, Ning Xian realized what was going on. She didn't know why Fang Chong tricked her, but she realized she was tricked. Yi Mo released the two's binding. They were drenched in sweat and looked fearfully at Yi Mo, not daring to do anything. Did Fang Chong not die? Which body was it before? Ning Xian asked powerlessly. The two immediately replied, yes, boss sent us. Boss also told us not to harm you. Shut up. Ning Xian yelled. Yi Mo suddenly asked, Dongfang, Wang wouldn't use such trash means. Where is Dongfang Wang? The two shivered. They were scared of Yi Mo's the most. Yi Mo's force made them unable to move. The slightly fatter man answered, young master went to the fabled small world. He left from the Duanheng mountain ranges. Yi Mo was planning to kill Dongfang Wang first, but he wasn't here. Lucky him. Piss off, Yi Mo said to the two coldly. Hearing this, the two quickly rushed out, but they were so desperate that they took a while to even open the door. They disappeared immediately as they left. Yi Mo was too scary for them. Ning Siswang and Ning Xian looked strangely at Yi Mo as though not expecting Yi Mo to let them go so easily. Ning Siswang heard a lot of tales about her brother-in-law. It seemed that her brother-in-law was too easy to talk to now, and some of the tales weren't true. According to the stories, her brother-in-law wouldn't let these two go. But she didn't know what Yi Mo was thinking. If it was some ordinary robbery, Yi Mo would turn them into dust, but the Dongfang family was a different story. He needed to deal with Dongfang Wang, but Dongfang Wang wasn't here. However, there was that Dongfang Chong that he couldn't allow to live. He wanted to annihilate the entire family, so he let the two go. With his spirit sense, as long as these two were still on Earth, they wouldn't be able to leave. Xian, don't feel bad. Brother-in-law had agreed you can come with to Luoyu City with Fei Fei. Luoyu is really pretty. Ning Siswang said, seeing Ning Xian's pale face. Ning Xian shook her head after a while, but the bioelectric Fang Chong brought back was real. It didn't need any light power or electric power. Ning Siswang also looked at Yi Mo, not understanding what this was. Yi Mo smiled. That rice cooker was definitely designed by Yi Xing. He likes to do these sort of things when he's bored. The Dongfang family stayed in power at Luoyu for so long, it's normal they can bring out such things. As for power, this thing might not even be as good as light power. It's using an energy source called extreme energy stone. This energy source is brought by asteroids. There's none on Earth. So that's it. Ning Xian murmured and felt powerless. Everyone had been tricked. Brother-in-law, where is my sister? Ning Siswang asked. Yi Mo answered, she can't come back yet. When I'm done with these things, I will go to Luoyu City, but don't worry, she's very fine. Then Yi Mo took out a crystal ball. This is where your sister and I live. Have a look. Ning Siswang took the crystal ball and immediately saw an extreme beautiful scene. This was recorded when Yi Mo took Qingxue and Luo Ying back to Mou City. Such a beautiful place, brother-in-law. Is that sister Luo Ying? She's so pretty. So is my sister. Ning Siswang was very proud of her looks before, but now, seeing Luo Ying and Ning Qingxue, she felt uneasy. But she forgot about that quickly and grabbed the crystal ball. How did you make this crystal ball? Can I have it? Take it. Yi Mo nodded. He meant to give this to her anyways. Brother-in-law, just stay here today. You can sleep in my room. I can squeeze with Xuyan and Fei Fei. Ning Siswang still had a lot to ask, so she didn't want Yi Mo to go. Yi Mo shook his head. No need. I'm going immediately. Then he looked at Ning Xian. I want to ask you, did your great-grandpa ask back that fish tail? It was this indeed. Ning Xian guessed that Yi Mo came here to ask about that. Now, it seems she was right, so she answered without hesitation. Yes, great-grandpa knew that you took the 2 fish tails seriously, so he went to Japan and got the 2 tails back. Great-grandpa was going to Luoyu himself to give it to you, but not long after, great-grandpa's health deteriorated. So he gave the 2 fish tails to me before he passed away, telling me to give it to you if I ever saw you. I let the fish tails in a safety box in a Ninghai bank. Ning Siswang suddenly said, I see. The key you told me to give to my sister was meant for my brother-in-law. Yes, Ning Xian nodded. Seeing Yi Emo look at her, Ning Siswang quickly said, "The key isn't on me, it's in my dorm." Seeing Yi Emo look at her, Ning Siswang quickly said, "The key isn't on me, it's in my dorm. I'm also studying at Ning High University. I'll be going back the day after tomorrow. Why don't you stay here today, and we can go back to Ning High together. Then we can go back to Luoyu." Yi Emo breathed easy. The fishtails were safe. He got up and said, "Then I will go find you at Ning High Uni. I still have some things tonight. I'll be going." Huh. Ning Siswang didn't expect Yi Emo to go this quickly. She was scared Yi Emo would leave for another decade again. "It's so late. Why don't you stay here for a night? We can find a place to stay tomorrow and then leave together the day after," Ning Xian said. Yi Emo shook his head and said to Siswang, "I'll go find you at Ning High in days." Fei Fei had fallen asleep, so Yi Emo didn't disturb her. After Yi Emo left for a long while, Ning Siswang remembered Yi Emo didn't have a plane ticket and wanted to remind him. But Yi Emo was gone. "My brother-in-law doesn't even have a plane ticket. How can he got to Ning High?" Ning Siswang said desperately. Ning Xian shook her head. "I heard great-grandpa say that if it's something your brother-in-law decides, he can do it. Don't worry." 3 hours later, when it was almost dawn, an ordinary SUV covered in dust parked outside a suburban mansion. 2 people got off. It was the 2 people planning to take Fei Fei. As soon as they came out, they rushed into the mansion. Before they knocked, the door already opened. Clearly the person inside was waiting for these 2. "Where is she?" They heard a cold voice. "We didn't bring her back." The skinnier man replied. The man said coldly again, "Then what are you doing back here?" "I let them come back." Yi Mo's voice sounded. Yi Mo saw there were already 3 people inside the mansion sitting around a round table, as though waiting for the 2. The 2 men turned back in horror and said in shock, "It's you?" They didn't see anyone following them on the way there, but someone did come here. How did this person follow them? The 2 really couldn't understand, but thinking about how they couldn't even move in front of Yi Mo, they were very worried. "It's you?" The man speaking before said in shock, "You're called Dongfang Chong? The one who tricked Xian?" Yi Mo scanned the man. "Boss, we didn't finish the mission because of him." The fat man was scared of Yi Mo, but more scared of his boss. Yi Mo smiled and threw out 2 fireballs casually. The 2 men disappeared instantly without a sound. The 2 men next to Dongfang Chong got up in shock. After a while, Dongfang Chong said, "You're back indeed." "Yi Mo, that's right. I'm the Dongfang Chong you're looking for." Yi Mo shook his head in disappointment. "The person I want to kill is Dongfang Wang." "Sigh, it's only a small fish here. Where did that Dongfang Wang go?" "I'm certain he isn't here. Otherwise, how can he use such low means to trick that little wealth of the Ning family?" Dongfang Chong gasped and said the young master had left. One day he would come back, but not now. "So, you're continuing his dream to establish 11 tangs?" Yi Mo said calmly. Dongfang Chong shook his head. "No, I know I don't have the ability. You forced young master to have nowhere to go. He hates you, but he knows he's no match for you. When the Duan Hung formation activated, he went there to go to the small world immediately. You know you don't have that ability, but you still want to trick the Ning family company?" Yi Mo sneered. His tone was getting cold. Dongfang Chong said again, "Whether you believe it or not, I didn't plan to trick Xian. I love her and Fei Fei." Yi Mo snorted in contempt. Dongfang Chong continued, "When the thing happened, Shi Tang Dongfang was gone. Even the young master can't change things, much less me." The people of the Dongfang family split off, and each went their own path. The only one of direct lineage still staying here is me, Dongfang Yi. I've never wanted to rebuild Shi Tang. I, like Brother Chong, just want the people of the Dongfang family to be able to eat and live happily. I know that no one of Shi Tang wants to rebuild it. They just want to live a happy and stable life. Dongfang Chong sighed. Brother Chong died at Luoyu, but I knew his last wish. It wants to rebuild Xitang, but to let everyone in the Xitang village to be able to live a happy life. I succeeded his will and changed my name to Dongfang Chong to fulfill this goal. Dongfang Chong said dejectedly, a lot of money is needed to rebuild 11 Tang. But after the Dongfang family split, we have no wealth. I chose for a long time before choosing the Ning Family Corporation. After marrying Xuyan, I really did fall in love with her, and I have no intentions of harming here. I was planning to bring her here. So, you went to abduct your own daughter? Yemo sneered. Dongfang Chong shook his head. Other than Fei Fei, I have no other way to persuade Xuyan to come to Xitang. When they come to Xitang, I will let them live a happy life. Yemo shook his head speechlessly. You tricked and took the Ning family assets to build Xitang, and you still expect Ning Xuyan to live a peaceful life with you? Did the Ning family get their wealth for free, and they should give it to your Xitang? Xuyan has married me. Her assets are my assets. What difference is there? Dongfang Chong rebuked. Since there's no difference, why didn't you tell her? Instead, you this low mean to take it? That 11 Tang Corporation is just an empty shell too, right? Yi Mo said coldly. Dongfang Chong rebuked. I was afraid she wouldn't agree, and that would affect our relationship. Yi Mo couldn't be bothered talking anymore. He slapped Dongfang Chong's head with cultivation essence giant hand. He wasn't killing him. He wanted to see where the Xitang was. But then, Yi Mo was speechless. This village had moved to Vietnam, and there was less than 200 of them. They wanted to live a good life after stealing the fortune, but he was being genuine about helping his people escape poverty. Without the 3 Dongfang brothers, Xitang village had fallen to such an extent. Yi Mo knew that from now on, 11 Tang would be history. Yi Mo killed the rest except for Dongfang Yi. He still had some things for him to do. The second day, Dongfang Chong suddenly had a press conference saying that he discovered his conscientious. He was of the Xitang Corporation, but he played dead and went into the Ning family to steal their fortune. As for the bioelectronics, it was bullshit. With this, everyone was shocked out of their eyeballs. The most absurd thing was that after making this news press, Dongfang Chong jumped off a building, ending his life in front of everyone. No one believed Dongfang Chong found his conscientious, but this really did happen. Why is it like this? Ning Siswang looked at the news report in disbelief. Ning Xian saw Dongfang Chong jump, and her eyes went red. Luckily, Fei Fei didn't see this. Regardless, this person was her father. Ning Xian saw Dongfang Chong jump, and her eyes went red. Luckily, Fei Fei didn't see this. Regardless, this person was her father. Ning Xian knew that this all happened because Yi Mo came back. She had heard of how decisive and cruel Yi Mo did things from her great-grandpa. Now, it really did seem so. Yi Mo only knew this last night, but it was already resolved this morning. Ning Siswang didn't ask anymore. She guessed that Yi Mo might have done. This was too unbelievable. After Yi Mo did things to Dongfang Chong, he didn't bother paying attention to that anymore. At this moment, he was at Ninghai. Ninghai was the place he had the most memories. It was the place he first came to, and the place he had the most emotional ties. He came to the small yard he once lived at. Yi Mo found that there was someone still cleaning this place. It was very clean inside and outside. Yi Mo came in and realized that no one actually lived here, but there was someone coming to clean this place every period of time. The belongings in the house were left untouched. Yi Mo stood in this place for a few hours until someone entered the yard. Yi Mo just realized that it was daylight. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" It was a woman in her 50s. "I lived here before, and I happened to come passing by, so I came to visit." "Who are you? I've never seen you before?" Yi Mo asked. The woman looked at Yi Mo with uncertainty. "I was hired to clean here every day." "So this was it?" Yi Mo nodded. It was probably the Ning Zhongfei couple hiring this woman. Leaving this yard, Yemo scanned his spirit sense out. He came back to the same place, but the people were different. Jing Gwen and Qingxue weren't here. He wanted to go visit Jingwen's mother, and then go back to Luoyu City and see the old friends there before he went back to Luoyu Continent. Although this was where he lived before, he missed Mo City more. His family was there. But when Yi Mo scanned his spirit sense out, he didn't find Su Jingwen's mother in the entire Ning High City. Soon, Yi Mo saw a familiar person on the streets. It was that Su Mei he didn't like. She wasn't the young girl like before, and seemed more like a mature, married woman. There was a woman in her 30s next to her, and the two were walking on the streets. Yi Mo quickly came and stopped in front of her. Su Mei frowned, but when she saw Yi Mo, she screamed. Su Mei pointed at Yi Mo. It's you. You're Yi Mo. How can you not have changed at all? The eyes of the woman next to Su Mei lit up immediately upon seeing Yi Mo. Seeing that Su Mei knew Yi Mo, she was even more happy. She didn't expect there to be such a perfect man. His temperament and body was exactly what she was looking for. Mimi, you know him? Introduce us. The woman pushed Su Mei. Su Mei quickly said, wait. Yi Mo didn't ask anything. He waited till Su Mei calmed down completely before asking politely, Su Mei, I want to ask where is Jingwen's mother? Hearing this, she raged, Yi Mo, where did you get Sister Jingwen to go? Tell me, where is she? Yi Mo frowned. He didn't want to talk to her, but he had to ask her about Su Jingwen's mother. Realizing this, Yi Mo resisted the urge to leave and just wanted to speak when the woman next to her said, Mei, don't get so excited. Talk slowly. Is he called Yi Mo? Yi Mo saw this woman help him and studied her. She was on par with Su Mei in looks, and her body was even bustier than Su Mei. Her eyes had a peachy look. Yi Mo frowned. This woman's chi was very mixed, more so than the green-robed woman he saw in the Sand River. One could see how promiscuous she was. But Yi Mo nodded to her politely, yes. I'm Yi Mo. Su Mei finally calmed down a little and sneered, Yi Mo, where's my cousin? What did you do to her? Yi Mo said calmly, she's with me. She's very well now, you don't need to worry. I came to you just to ask where Animu is. Very well? And there's no news of her for more than a decade? No phone call for more than a decade. Su Mei wanted to grab Yi Mo's collar. Yi Mo grabbed her wrist and said calmly, it's up to you if you believe it, but only I need to know she's fine. Yi Mo saw with his own eyes blue moon charging out of the region of the sea quake. With blue moon speed, even if Ji Ling wasn't Truth Realization State Cultivator, they would be able to arrive at Mo U City safely, much less Ji Ling was a Truth Realization State Cultivator. Plus, he had slept with Su Jingwen, and thus if something happened to her, he would be able to sense it with his sixth sense. If it wasn't that Su Mei was Su Jingwen's cousin, and she was indeed worried about Su Jingwen, Yi Mo would have searched her mind already. Seeing more and more people watch them, Yi Mo frowned. He even wanted to forcefully read Su Mei's memory, but at this moment a man in his 40s saw Yi Mo and suddenly walked up to Yi Mo. Just when Yi Mo didn't know what this guy wanted, he suddenly knelt down. Su Mei and her friend dazed, and so did everyone. He was clearly a wealthy person. His dress showed that he had no simple status, but someone like that knelt down. Then the man said, Master Mo, I've finally found you. Then, as though feeling he recognized the wrong person, he quickly got up and bowed to Yi Mo. May I ask if you're a descendant of Master Mo? I saw you looked exactly the same as Master Mo, but the last time I saw him was more than a decade ago. You two look exactly the same. Yi Mo was confused what this guy was on about. Seeing this, the middle-aged man said respectfully many years ago, my father, and I met the almighty Master Mo on a plane. Master Mo and Master Meng Jioshan were together, but my father missed the opportunity to know Master Mo for being rude. Then Mimi family went to find Master Meng Jioshan, but even he didn't know where Master Mo went. We've been searching for Master Mo all these years, and I see that you look exactly the same as Master Mo. So, Yi Mo looked at this man and said, I remember your father said I was a fraud on the plane. I said your father has heart problems, but he didn't believe me. By the way, how is your father? Ha! The man dazed and immediately was about to kneel down again. Yi Mo quickly stopped him. If there's anything, just say it. I am really blind. I didn't know you are Master. Master Mo is almighty. How can you age like us mortals? The middle-aged man said in agitation. Yi Mo, come with me to Ming Xin Hospital now. Sister Jingwen's mother is about to leave. If it wasn't that she missed Jingwen, she would have long left. Su Mei suddenly said. Knowing this, Yi Mo immediately scanned with spirit sense and soon found the hospital. It wasn't in the city center, but it was very luxurious. Knowing this, Yi Mo immediately scanned with spirit sense and soon found the hospital. It wasn't in the city center, but it was very luxurious. Knowing this, Yi Mo didn't want to waste time talking to Su Mei anymore and dashed out. No one watching could feel Yi Mo leaping away. Yi Mo didn't use any extraordinary means, as disappearing into thin air was too absurd, but when Yi Mo leaped out, another person stopped him. Patron Ye's killing intent is too dense. Come with me to cultivate in serenity for a while. A peaceful voice sounded before Yi Mo. Seeing this person to be Wu Dao monk, Yi Mo was speechless. He only killed a few Shitang people after coming back, and this was considered too murderous. But Yi Mo felt strange. He only killed the Dongfang people last night. How did Wu Dao know? Old monk, long time no see. Yi Mo smiled. Wu Dao was no match for him before, and now he wouldn't even need to move to annihilate him. But Yi Mo had a good impression of this old monk who didn't mind his own business, so he didn't attack. Old monk, I have some business to do. If you want to find me, then go to Ming Xin Hospital quickly, or I won't wait for you. Patron Yi, you might not be able to leave now. Then Wu Dao grabbed at Yi Mo's wrist. Seeing this, Yi Mo knew that Wu Dao improved a lot. He was on par with Li Cheng of the small world, but he didn't have time to waste with this old man. He leaped out again. Wu Dao didn't mind seeing that Yi Mo tried to escape. He thought it was impossible for Yi Mo to leave in front of him. But then he was dazed. He missed, and Yi Mo was nowhere to be seen. He spun around, and Yi Mo was nowhere to be seen. At this moment, a voice sounded by his ear. Old monk, those people I killed last night deserved it. You wouldn't think I killed wrongly, right? Wu Dao was extremely shocked. He instantly knew that Yi Mo's power wasn't something that he could even fathom. He immediately disappeared in the crowd and headed towards Ming Xin Hospital. Where is he? The woman with Su Mei asked in shock. Humph, this guy has always been sneaky. Su Mei was confused why Yi Mo disappeared, but she was still unhappy. Master Mo went to Ming Xin Hospital. The middle-aged man reacted quickly and immediately dashed out, clearly heading for the hospital. In the Ming Xin Hospital, Yi Mo saw the old and feeble Mu, and in a top-grade room. His side, Tang Mengrao was many times older than Mu, but she was so young. Is woman back? Muan was about to pass away, but she seemed to know Yi Mo coming in and struggled to sit up. Yi Mo really wanted to give Muan some pills, but then he realized it was inconvenient for him. He had many good pills, but they all removed poison and impurities from the body. Who would help her wash? He should have brought Su Mei here. Jean Gwen isn't back. She's very well. I came to visit you first. Yi Mo said. You're Yi Mo? That rune master. Muan recognized Yi Mo and called out in joy. She knew her daughter was in love with Emo and went to find him. She asked again, "Is Jiang Wen all right? Did she find you? Did she come back?" Hearing this, Emo thought of that snowy day on the streets of a small city where Jiang Wen almost died. If she did, how would he face this mother? Seeing her expectant eyes, Emo comforted Mu En's body with his cultivation essence and said, "Ani, don't worry, Jingwen is with me. She didn't come back this time, but she will come back and visit you in the future." There was a sliver of disappointment in her eyes, and she said, "You need to treat her well. She's a little emotional and very stubborn on some things." Then she said again, "I heard you have 2 wives." Emo nodded awkwardly. He had more than 2. Mu inside, Jingwen has to like you. She came later on. Don't look down on her sigh. Where is Jingwen? I really want to see her. Mu and couldn't resist asking. Emo could only say, "Jingwen is in a place cultivating to become an immortal. When her cultivation is ready, she can come and visit you." Even though she knew Emo had the ability to make runes, she was still so angry. She fainted upon hearing this. Emo could only wake her with cultivation essence as he said helplessly, "Ani, everything I said is real." Emo quickly said, "Don't you feel much better?" Then just then, "This is treatment with cultivation essence." He also quickly took out the crystal ball of when Su Jingwen reached hollow spirit state. "Ani, if you still don't believe me, look at this." It's when Jiang Wen reached a milestone in cultivation. Looking at Su Jingwen flying around in the sky after the divine damnation, she was dazed. Her daughter was younger than before and even prettier. Was there really immortals in this world? Was her daughter an immortal? But then she realized she was tricked and said melancholically to Emo, "Don't trick me with these computer-synthesized images. Jiang Wen, is my baby? Tell me, where is she?" Emo was speechless. "Ani, see if I have aged. I've been cultivating too, so I look very young." Mu and just remembered that the last time she saw Emo was many years ago, and he was still this young now. Was he really an immortal? But then she realized that Emo was a rune master. He would have the ability to keep himself looking young. She tried to calm herself and said to Emo, "I just want to know where my daughter is. Don't lie to me saying it's cultivation. Okay, even if she's cultivating, I think it's fine for me to see her, right?" Seeing that Emo was speechless, Muin said with despair, "You say you're an immortal, then treat my illness and make me look young again. If you can't even treat me, why lie to me that you're an immortal? I know you're a rune master, and I have this energy now to your treatment before, but I really miss my daughter. Emo, please, I beg you, let me see my daughter." Emo's heart was aching hearing this. He knew that Su Jingwen was very close to her mother while her father was focused on his career. If possible, he really would like to bring Mu and to see Su Jingwen, but he couldn't. Emo said seriously, "Ani, I can make you a few decades younger and treat your illness in less than an hour. But I can't do it here. If you regain your youthful look, it would cause an uproar." Muin smiled, but there was no real smile on her face. It was like her watching the show of a liar. "Cure me. If you can really cure me in an hour, then I will believe you. Otherwise, please tell me if Su Jingwen is alive or dead." Emo could only say, "I was thinking that too. Come out of the hospital with me, and then go home to eat the pills. After you eat the pills, there will be waste expunged out of your body. You need to wash it in time. When Esume is back, she can help you." Emo could only say, "I was thinking that too. Come out of the hospital with me, and then go home to eat the pills. After you eat the pills, there will be waste expunged out of your body. You need to wash it in time. When Esume is back, she can help you." Mu En's eyes didn't even flinch, and she said calmly, "According to what you say, if I can turn youthful, I would need someone to help me? Plus, you would tell me that pill would only work after a long time, right?" Pausing for a moment, Mu En's tone grew calm. Instead, Master Yi, I know you're a powerful person. No matter if you made the clear spirit rune or you got it somewhere else, it's your capability. But I know my condition. I can't survive till the day Jingwen comes back. Just tell me, how is Jingwen? Yi Mo helplessly took out these 3 pills. Before Yi Mo even finished, Muin ate the 3 pills. It immediately turned into a spirit liquid that was digested by the organs. Yi Mo could stop it, but he didn't. Since she wanted to try now, he would let her try. After eating the pill, she showed a self-mockery expression. I've eaten the pills now. Can you tell me what happened to Su Jingwen? Yi Mo sighed. Ani, I think you should go to the bathroom and wash first. This was high-class room, and there were top-quality bathrooms. Just when she wanted to say something, her face suddenly changed. There was a huge rustling in her body, which then turned into huge pain. Then, a cool and soothing spirit liquid swept over, almost making her moan. A few minutes later, she felt every part of her body was turning, and there was a burning sensation. It slowly expanded outwards until it burned the skin. After this burning, there was a cooling qi slowly flowing. This felt very strange, but Muin felt it indeed. Was this real? She thought of the effect of the runes Su Jingwen said before, and felt more and more that Yi Mo might be telling the truth. Before she could ask, there was this putrid smell seeping out of her body. Looking at it, Muin saw it was black sweat mixed with this mud-like substance. Muin instantly realized that Yi Mo was telling the truth. She felt embarrassed and quickly went into the bathroom. She didn't even realize how she could get up so quickly and charge into the bathroom. She couldn't even get up before. Water splashed, and just when Yi Mo wanted to leave, a nurse came in with a trolley. She immediately asked, "Who are you? Why are you here without permission?" Yi Mo rubbed his nose, and before he said anything, the nurse screamed, "Where is the patient? Where did the patient go? What is this smell?" Yi Mo waved his hand, and the strange smell disappeared. There was an anxious voice in the bathroom. "Is it Xiao Yu?" "I'm in the bathroom. I'm fine. Just wait for me outside." "Ani Mu, how did you get in the bathroom yourself? How is that possible?" The nurse's face went into a worry. She checked not long ago that Muin couldn't move. Muin completely understood what Yi Mo said now. She didn't even dare to believe this. In the big mirror, she didn't look at all. She looked like a woman in her 40s. Her skin was smoother than it was when she was actually this age. Her body was so smooth that she was a little embarrassed to look at it. How is this possible? But it happened indeed. That instant, Muin believed Yi Mo. Her daughter was really cultivating to be an immortal. The crystal ball Yi Mo gave her was real. Or perhaps she just needed to ask if Yi Mo could fly, and she would know. She even regretted forcing Yi Mo to take out the pill. If word got out, the whole world would be asking for her secret. Yi Mo walked out of the room. In the broad corridor, Yi Mo sat down on the chair. Su Jingwen's mother was 30 years younger. Clearly she can't stay in Ninghai anymore. He had planned to take her to Luoyu City when he left so settled with Ning Qingshu as parents. In his spirit sense, an old monk rushed here. Other people wouldn't be able to see him seerely, but Yi Mo smiled. This old monk wasn't slow. After this monk reached great heaven state, he turned younger. Patron Yi, Wu Dao saw Yi Mo sitting on the bench. Yi Mo patted the chair. "Have a seat. Big monk. Long time no see. Your martial arts have improved. You've reached the real great heaven. Not bad." Wu Dao didn't sit down, and instead said, "Patron Ye's prowess is through the heavens. You've surpassed great heaven. I've been sitting in a well." Yi Mo smiled. "I've been out for more than a decade, but you say my killing intent is too dense. Where did you get this from?" Wu Dao frowned and said after a long while, "We're Hong martial sect, Dian Song sect, Jiuming Academy, and these sects not annihilated by you? You annihilated the Gourd Cove and forced Dian Song to seal their sect. When did this happen? Even Emo wanted to know who annihilated these hidden sections. Even if the person had conflict with an individual sect, there was no need to annihilate them all. Plus, that needed power. Because of the teleportation formation to the small world opening, almost all the masters of the hidden sects had left, but there were still some masters left. Wu Dao realized this had nothing to do with Emo, but he still answered. It's been 3 months. These 3 months, hidden sects kept being found and annihilated. Some sects didn't even have any livestock left. Hearing this, Emo scanned with his spirit sense. He cared about Serenity. That was where Susu was at before. But Emo didn't find anyone there. He asked, Big Monk, where did the Serenity sect people go? Wu Dao sighed. When I got to Serenity, they might have been slaughtered already. Other than Jing Hui, who went out, there might be no one left from Serenity? When did you go to Serenity? Emo couldn't keep his calm face anymore, and got up abruptly. He thought of the kind and amicable Jing Xiannan, and was furious. Patron Yi, I've been to Serenity, and I saw a few people getting killed. The rest of the people might not be killed. They might have gone into hiding under the leadership of sect leader Jing Xian. Seeing Emo's fury, the monk quickly said, Emo sneered monk, no matter who did this, I'm intervening for sure. You don't need to worry, I will solve this matter within a day. Wu Dao just wanted to say something, but saw Su Mei and that middle-aged man come in. That friend of Su Mei was behind her. Emo, when did you come? How did you come this fast? Did you see Jinwen's mother? Su Mei asked. Emo frowned. Ani is fine. Don't worry, she will come out soon. Su Mei raised a brow. Do you have any conscientious? Auntie is sick like that, and you say she's fine. Are you a human? Xiao Mei, I'm really fine. Don't blame Emo, Muan said shakily, and the nurse behind her was still full of shock. Xiao Mei, I'm really fine. Don't blame Emo, Muan said shakily, and the nurse behind her was still full of shock. Su Mei, like the nurse, looked at Mu, and with extreme shock. After a long while, she said, Your auntie? Muan nodded to Su Mei and said, Xiao Mei, it's not convenient to tlack here. Let's go back first. Emo, come with us too. I have a lot to ask you. Emo nodded to Su Mei. Su Mei, go back with Ani first. I'll come over in a bit. I still have some things here. Muan nodded and pulled Su Mei out of the hospital. Master Mo. The middle-aged man came up and asked carefully. Seeing this, Mo said, Is your father still alive? You want me to treat your father? Yes, yes. The middle-aged man quickly said, When my father went back, his heart condition soon deteriorated, but by then, we couldn't find Master Mo anymore. My father sent people to find Mrs. Qing Kui, and hearing that she was treated by you, my father went to find Master Meng Jiushan, but we didn't get any news of you. Your father is not bad, surviving till now. Mo approved. When he was on the plane, he saw that the man didn't have much time to live. The middle-aged man quickly said, It's because my father always uses Luo Yu's heart-preserving pill, and thus he was able to save his life. Mo nodded. Being able to use the heart-preserving pill so frequently, they weren't just ordinary wealthy people. He took out a paper casually and drew a few runes on it before giving it to the middle-aged man. Take this back and put it on his chest. He would be fine an hour later. Although Mo was no rune master, but with his truth realization state level 3 power, it was too easy to cure a heart disease patient with rune. His pills were too precious, and there was no need to waste them. The middle-aged man took the paper reverently, and after putting it away, he took out a card. He knew Mo's rules. Mo waved his hand. I have no need for money. You can go. The middle-aged man saw that Mo was waiting for Wu Dao, and knew Mo had more important things. He quickly put away the card and thanked Mo again before leaving. Then, Mo asked Wu Dao, Do you have any clues on the culprits for annihilating the hidden sects? If there was any clue, Yi Mo would be able to find it with his spirit sense, no matter where these people hid. Wu Dao shook his head. No clues. A surviving black-level ancient martial artist from the Jioming Academy saw they wore gray robes. They are very powerful and have extremely powerful weapons. Do they have marks on the clothes? Yi Mo asked. This would help him find them faster. Gray clothes were useless clues to other people, but for Yi Mo, this was enough. No, Wu Dao answered. Yi Mo nodded and didn't talk. Wu Dao sighed. He knew that Yi Mo's power was far beyond his. Something that he wasn't able to do might truly be done by Yi Mo. He suddenly really wanted to ask Yi Mo what was above great heaven, but just when he was about to ask, he realized what was the point of asking if he wasn't at that state. Realizing this, he didn't disturb Yi Mo and disappeared into the streets. Yi Mo stood in the hallway of the hospital and closed his eyes. His spirit sense expanded out. It was hard to search for one gray-clothed man, but it wasn't hard to search for a group of them. Yi Mo stood in the hallway with his eyes closed, not moving at all. Many people felt this was strange, but no one would ask Yi Mo anything. Only a nurse bit her lips, waiting by Yi Mo's side. Xiao Yu, what are you doing there? Another nurse asked. Xiao Yu quickly said, Wait for me. I'll come soon. The nurse looked at the two and nodded in confusion. Xiao Yu was the nurse in Mu En's room, seeing Mu En's change, and how Yi Mo gave that middle-aged man a white paper, and that middle-aged man took out a bank card. She knew Yi Mo was no ordinary person. She didn't dare to disturb Yi Mo. An hour later, Xiao Yu's legs were sore, and she wanted to sit down, but Yi Mo suddenly opened his eyes. He grunted. His spirit sense stopped at a place a few thousand kilometers from Ning, high called Mang River. It was close to the sea, and many illegal immigrants came from there. At this moment, Yi Mo's spirit sense landed in an insignificant town there. It didn't seem like there were a lot of people here. Theoretically, being a coastal city town, it should be quite prosperous, but instead, it was more like a shanty town. There were large rows of ancient-styled constructs and a row of old walls encompassing these buildings, forming a separate district. There were some huge family ancestral halls that were also very run down. However, there were still people living here. Yi Mo's spirit sense landed in this ancestral hall. It was very big, but there were nearly 200 people in here and tens of people outside. Half of them were gray-robed, and the other half Yi Mo felt was hidden sect ancient martial artists. Yi Mo couldn't hear them talk, but he could tell the atmosphere wasn't good. Yi Mo took back his spirit sense and planned to go there. These people might be the culprits for annihilating the hidden sections. Big brother, that uncle told me to give this to you. The nurse quickly came up and took out a card. Yi Mo waved his hand. Thanks for taking care of Animu. You can have the card. Yi Mo turned and disappeared at the door of the hospital. Money was useless to him. If he needed money, he can take out a golden brick at any time. The nurse didn't know what to do. Mang River was near the sea, but it wasn't very well developed. The people here were chaotic. It wasn't as bad as Flowing Snake, but not that much better either. Mang River was near the sea, but it wasn't very well developed. The people here were chaotic. It wasn't as bad as Flowing Snake, but not that much better either. Xieyang town belonged to Mang River, but it was at the border. This town was nearly 200 kilometers from Mang River, and because of transportation issues, this town was excluded from development. Amidst the ancestral hall, a short-figured man suddenly roared, Wang Lingfa, are you going to keep us all here if we don't agree to you? Gu Yanghe, what do you mean? I've already annihilated the Gourd Cove and Jioming Academy. We South Mountain Wang family is the third biggest sect in the hidden sections. For this, we exposed ourselves to take leadership just to protect the hidden sections. Otherwise, it would be difficult for us to even remain. A skinny man in his 50s sneered. Then sect leader Wang, who do you think is attacking so many of our hidden sects and using such bloody means? A middle-aged woman said. Wang Lingfa said slowly, I think everyone knows who annihilated Gourd Cove. It's Luo Yu City Emo, and then he made Dian Song seal sect. Now that this is happening again, do we really need to guess? The woman sneered, sect leader Wang. I think it's because Yi Mo killed your brother and didn't leave a single person of the Wang family at Broken Top Mountain, and that's why you hate him so much. Wang Lingfa said hatefully, That's right, that Yi Mo has great enmity with my Wang family. How can I let him go? But now this bastard is this crazy. He wants to annihilate us hidden sects. Thus we Wang family need to stand out. Jiyu Yanghe was quite close to Yi Mo and approved of Yi Mo's character at the hidden sect tournament. Hearing the undermining words against Yi Mo, he helped Yi Mo against sect leader Wang. I was there when it happened. I won't talk about who's right and who's wrong. Yi Mo went to the small world through the teleportation formation. Everyone knows this, but sect leader Wang still wants to say that Yi Mo did it. Is this because of the conflict between you two? Wang Lingfa immediately reproached, Did you see with your own eyes that Yi Mo went to the small world? I know Yi Mo helped you before, and you can help him make excuses, but please don't put the fate of the hidden sects at risk. Plus, who else other than Yi Mo can annihilate so many hidden sects in such a short few months? Oh, then what do you mean sect leader Wang? Another middle-aged man got up and asked coldly. Wang Lingfa said many hidden sects were tricked to go to Luo Yu City by Yi Mo, and now the remaining hidden sects were attacked. I think we should join up, too, against Yi Mo, including the hidden sects that went to Luo Yu. Attack Yi Mo, the middle-aged man sneered. Yi Mo represents Luo Yu City. Luo Yu is just a city, but it's more powerful than some countries. Sect leader Wang, your ambitions are really great. Wang Lingfa also sneered, Of course, it's not enough with just us, but we can also join up with other people. Large amounts of hidden sect masters left through the teleportation formation to the small world. We have more than 90% of the hidden sect masters gathered here. Plus, we're not fighting against the entire Luo Yu. Yi Mo representing Luo Yu is the past. Now, Luo Yu is a democratic city. I just want the hidden sects to have a place to survive. Yi Mo annihilated so many of our hidden sects. Is it wrong to ask for a place to stay in Luo Yu? The middle-aged man didn't fear Wang Lingfa at all and yelled, Wang Lingfa, don't think of everyone as idiots. Don't think we don't know that you annihilated Hong martial sect Dian Song and Jiuming Academy. If Yi Qianbei is still in Luo Yu, would you dare to call for an attack against him? If Wang Yijin and Zheng Jingxia and these Qianbais were still here, would you dare to be this cocky? Wang Lingfa took out a soft sword and pointed at the middle-aged man, Zhang Hua. Yi Mo saved your life in the hidden sect tournament, and thus you can't even tell the difference between right and wrong. Now you dare to undermine the Wang family. No matter how powerful we are, how can we annihilate Dian Song and Jiuming Academy? Today, I'm going to experience the power of masters from the Guang Yao Temple. Zhang Hua pulled out a thin blade from his back and said, When the teleportation formation was opened, your Wang family was still in sect seal. Of course you can preserve your power, but Wang Yijin and Zheng Zhihengxia, these masters, had already left. It's no wonder that Jiuming Academy's power declined. Plus, Wang Lingfa, you conspired with those gray-robed people. Don't take everyone as idiots. Then Zhang Hua flicked his sword and said, Dao friends, I believe everyone knows in their heart that South Mountain Wang family conspired with foreigners to steal the resources of our hidden sects and also tries to trick us into fighting Luo Yu City. Can we really fight the Luo Yu City? I believe everyone knows that the Wang family just wants us to die. Although I don't know why they're doing this, but if we still don't wake up, we'll be devoured whole eventually. Dao friend Zhang Hua, those gray-robed people are the mortal world powers of the Wang family. What evidence do you have to say they're foreigners? An old man got up. So, it's will sword sect leader Yu Tao. Sect leader Yu has been in solitary cultivation, so it's no wonder you don't know this. People have long noticed that Wang Lingfa conspired with those gray-robed people. Even Wu Dao Qianbei knows a little because an Earth-level primary stage ancient martial artist got up and said, "That's right, a friend escaped from the Jiuming Academy, and he saw the killers were those gray-robed people." Now that I see these gray-robed people, I know we're trapped. Now, it seems that not only did they conspire, but they're not afraid of exposing it at all, or they wouldn't let these gray-robed people come out into the public. Sect leader Wang, if we don't agree to you, we probably won't be able to leave here, right? Wang Lungfa sneered, "You're right. Those who don't agree to me will disappear. I've been doing my best for the hidden sections." Then Wang Lingfa took a step back, and the two gray-robed men next to him raised their weapons. Two dark rays flew out extremely rapidly. It wasn't even able to be seen, much less blocked. Black level can dodge ordinary pistol bullets, and Earth level can dodge custom-made pistol bullets. But these two rays were many times faster than bullets. The shadow already reached Zhang Hua, and the other Earth level's head. Zhang Hua, who was vigilant, raised his sword without hesitation, and in a clank, a small black line was flicked away, but that also made Zhang Hua take a step back. Meanwhile, the other Earth level's head was pierced in a stream of blood. The other ancient martial artists were all dazed. Now, everyone realized that what Zhang Hua said was real. There were about 50 gray-robed people and 30 from the Wang family. There was definitely more people outside. An Earth-level primary stage was easily killed. Zhang Hua was Earth-level tertiary stage, but only barely stopped it. Who would dare to fight such power? Wang Lingfa sneered, "Those who wants to join up with us against Luo Yi Mo can stand on my side. Those who don't want it can go outside." A few people already walked over. More and more people went over, as fighting with Wang Lingfa meant 90% death. Zhang Hua suddenly laughed, "I won't go with your Wang family. What can you do?" "Count me in two," Gu Yanghe said, and stood by Zhang Hua. "Count me in two," Gu Yanghe said, and stood by Zhang Hua. Seeing so many people still hesitating, Wang Lingfa sneered, "Kill them." A few gray-robed men raised their weapons. Gu Yanghe and Zhang Hua wanted to charge out of the hall, but as soon as they turned, they saw the entrance was filled with gray-robed people, each having the same weapon. Zhang Hua and Gu Yanghe's heart sunk. Thud, thud. This was the familiar sound that killed the Earth level before. With this many sounds, it was obvious that Gu Yanghe and Zhang Hua couldn't live at all. But after the sound, Gu Yanghe and Zhang Hua were completely fine. But an extra person appeared here. Brother Yi Qianbei, City Lord Yi. Many people knew Yi Mo, but many didn't as well. Yi Mo was a judge for the Hidden Sect tournament before. Yi Mo Wang Lingfa's eyes narrowed. That hatred was unable to be hidden. "Thank you for saving me, Yi Qianbei. You've saved me twice already," Zhang Hua said. Yi Mo also recognized this middle-aged man and nodded, "Not bad. It's only been this long, and you reached Earth tertiary stage from yellow level. Haha, Brother Yi, do you still remember me?" Gu Yanghe laughed. Yi Mo saluted with his fists. "Of course I do. You've improved quite a lot, Brother Gu." Gu Yanghe knew Yi Mo didn't say that his cultivation level increased, but his courage increased. His power almost didn't increase at all, but the way he did things changed a lot. Wang Lingfa shook. He just remembered that the bullets that shot towards the two were gone, and Yi Mo suddenly came. Could he catch those bullets? Ancient martial arts can be powerful to this extent. If Yi Mo was this powerful, how could he fight him? Didn't he go to the small world? How is he here? Wang Lingfa immediately got the conclusion that he must kill Yi Mo immediately, or everyone else here would fight against him. "All of you attack, kill this man," Wang Lingfa said. Thud, thud. This time, it was much denser than before. These gray-robed people were well trained, and some were even above yellow level. So as soon as Wang Lung Fa ordered. They attacked at the same time. This was a new type of firearm. It was much more powerful than guns. Yi Mo didn't move. He just reached out his hand and looked at the green piece-sized things in his hand. They were black, but Yi Mo's spirit sense scanned that they had an explosive substance. If he didn't control it with his cultivation essence, these things wouldn't exploded already. Everyone saw Yi Mo look at this hand, and thus all turned to look at his hand. Immediately, they realized that Yi Mo's casual grab caught all those bullets shooting at him at that speed. What was this power? Zhang Hua looked dazedly at the Yi Mo's hand. He took a step out wanting to block a few bullets for Yi Mo, but in such a short time, Yi Mo caught all of them. At this moment, Zhang Hua felt dejected. He swore that he would reach Yi Mo's height one day, but when he saw Yi Mo again, he realized that the gap between them was getting bigger and bigger. Yi Mo sneered and flung the bullets in his hands out. Splurge! Another densely cluttered wave of sounds and bullets shot out from the head of those gray-robed men. Some bullets even exploded in their heads. When they fell down one by one, only then did the ancient martial artist realize that Yi Mo did this. They all took a cold breath in. Cultivating ancient martial arts to the extreme can be this powerful, or was Yi Mo truly a great heaven? After what happened at the Jingming Academy, all the ancient martial artists realized that above earth level was heaven level, and only surpassing that was truly great heaven. The ancestral hall was covered in blood, and some timid ancient martial artists were feeling nauseous. Yi Mo killed 70 people just then. The only gray-robed alive was the one next to Wang Lingfa. Even an idiot knew that Yi Mo intentionally left him. Wang Lingfa's face was pale, and his back was drenched in sweat. Those few ancient martial artists who went to Wang Lingfa's side quietly came back to Yi Mo's side. Yi Mo didn't seem to see this, and looked coldly at Wang Lingfa. You're from Su Mountain Wang family? I killed Wang Lenchan and a few people from his family. And I heard that the Wang family was going to Seal Mountain for 50 years. How long has it been? And you guys popped out again. Yi Mo didn't intend to ask Wang Lingfa properly. His power rose. All the ancient martial artists here couldn't even breath, much less Wang Lingfa, who was targeted by Yi Mo. However, Yi Mo didn't even use 1/10,000th of his real power. Tell me your purpose. Who are these gray-robed people? Yi Mo asked plainly. Wang Lingfa didn't want to talk, but he found he couldn't resist at all. I only know a little about those gray-robed people. They come from a big organization and have powerful weapons and military might. Their sole purpose of cooperating with us is to move into Luoyu City with the hidden sections. Yi Mo sneered. If Luoyu City was so easily taken over, it wouldn't need to exist. Even though he and Yi Xing left, it wouldn't be so easily taken over. I rejected at first Bo's. I know that Luoyu City can't be conquered, so I didn't agree to their request. Later, I realized that they weren't going to attack Luoyu City. They don't even want to have much contact with Luoyu government. Wang Lingfa said. Yi Mo frowned, but asked coldly, then what do they want to do? I only know it's a type or. Our Wang family is responsible for gathering the power of the hidden sects and use pressure or some other way to make the Luoyu government give the forest outside the city as the hidden sect grounds. Then we are to give these grounds to them. Wang Lingfa said. Even he felt something was wrong, but he couldn't reject. I only know it's a type or. Our Wang family is responsible for gathering the power of the hidden sects and use pressure or some other way to make the Luoyu government give the forest outside the city as the hidden sect grounds. Then we are to give these grounds to them. Wang Lingfa said. Even he felt something was wrong, but he couldn't reject. Then what did they give the Wang family? Yi Mo's tone grew cold. Wang Lingfa shivered and suddenly spat a mouthful of blood. Yi Mo's force was too powerful, but he answered they would get revenge for the Wang family, and then combine the entire hidden sect so the Wang family controls all the resources. Hearing this, everyone was furious. Wang Lingfa woke up due to this fury, but he immediately knew he uncontrollably spilled all the top secrets. There was despair in his eyes, and before Yi Mo asked again, he pulled out his sword and sliced across his neck. Yi Mo didn't stop this. He grabbed that gray-robed man with cultivation essence giant hand and searched his soul. Moments later, he dumped him and said to Zhang Hua, "And Gu Yanghe, I'm going. If you guys want to go to Luoyu will welcome you." The rest of the Wang family people wanted to leave the ancestral hall, but now that the gray-robed people were dead, how could the other ancient martial artists let them go? An hour later, a private island near the North Pacific suddenly exploded and was obliterated into nothing. No one knew the cause of the explosion, but no one on the island lived. Of course, Yi Mo did this. Only the U.S. knew that Luoyu had a special aura. This must be the joint work of the U.S. and some other people. Yi Mo just set up a formation and detonated it there. This way of annihilation was quicker and more satisfying. Returning to Ninghai, Yi Mo saw that Muwen and Su Mei were still talking. He didn't go over immediately. He reached out his spirit sense, wanting to see if Yunbing was still in Ninghai. And Ting Ting should be a girl now after all these years. But after searching many times, Yi Mo didn't find Yunbing with his spirit sense. He reached his spirit sense to Beijing and saw Zhuo Aigua and Wang Ying. Yi Mo recognized those people whom he had only seen a few times, but he didn't see Yunbing and Ting Ting. Yi Mo suddenly felt annoyed. Yi Mo was shook. He didn't know why he had such emotions, but after he calmed down, he found that he was looking forward to seeing the two. Yi Mo shook his head. He really wanted to scan his spirit sense over the entire earth now to see if Yunbing was here and Sister Yen. But Yi Mo resisted the urge. His spirit sense was powerful, but earth was arid in spirit chi. It would take at least half a day to do that. It was also taxing on his spirit sense. Even if he was to do that, he would need to get back to Luoyu City first. The business at Ninghai was over, and after he got the fish tails and visited the people at Luoyu, he would leave. Yi Mo stood for a moment and decided to go see Wang Ying at Beijing and give her 2 pills. Wang Ying helped him quite a lot of Ninghai. Wang Ying was drinking at a bar with a colleague, but she looked up and supped Yi Mo. She got up in shock. "Yi Mo? Know you're Yi Mo's son?" Yi Mo laughed. "Wang Ying, I came to Beijing to visit you. You're really Yi Mo?" Wang Ying said joyfully. She didn't care that Yi Mo was a man and just hugged him. "Yi Mo, I really didn't expect to be able to see you after all these years. What immortal pill did you eat? Why didn't you change at all? But I see you're in a good mood. You've gotten over that breakup, right?" Wang Ying said to the female colleague next to her, "Inu, my old schoolmate is here. I can't drink with you tonight. I need to stay with him. I might even need to stay with him for the night. Hee hee." The female colleague got up and said, "Slow down. You still need to work tomorrow. Don't get stuck in bed. See you tomorrow." Yi Mo was speechless. Wang Ying didn't change at all. He also felt warm at heart. He felt Wang Ying's lifestyle was the happiest. "Yi Mo's, let's come to my place." Wang Ying grabbed Yi Mo. She felt very safe with Yi Mo. Yi Mo didn't plan to go back with her. He just wanted to come see her. He shook his head. "I just happened to walk past here and saw you drinking, so I came to say hello. I'm leaving Beijing tonight, and I don't know when I can come back again. You've helped me before in Ninghai, so I came to thank you." Puffed. Wang Ying snorted. "You've thanked me a few times already. You must come tonight. Those old friends are all in hiding, and now I've finally caught one today. How can I let you go? Don't be scared. I won't eat you. Of course, I'm not scared of you eating me." "Look." Wang Ying hugged GMO and rubbed. "I'm going to take advantage of a young, handsome man." But Wang Ying suddenly stopped and subconsciously looked down and called, "Yi-Mo, you're okay now? When did this happen?" Yi-Mo was awkward. He didn't have any mental preparation for this. He knew Wang Ying was just like this, but she didn't really think like that in her heart. Wang Ying felt happy. How about I go find a way to contact Qing Xue and ask for you? He took out 2 pills for her. Wang Ying, I got some good pills that can preserve your beauty. You can eat it when you like. Wang Ying took it and put it in her bag before calling to the waiter, bring 2 jugs of beer. Then she laughed at herself. I'm already old. I don't need to keep my looks. So what if I keep it? He saw that I was getting old, so he divorced me and found a younger and prettier one. Yi Mo sighed and silently listened to her talk until she was drunk. Then he found her address based on her identity card and sent her home. Yi Mo left behind a purple card and a letter explaining who he was. He didn't need the money in this card, so he might as well give it to Wang Ying. When Yi Mo came to Ning Hai again, he saw that Ning Siswang was in her dorms. Thus, Yi Mo went directly to Ning Hai Uni. Ning Siswang sat in her dorm dazing. The night Yi Mo left, she realized that she didn't leave her brother-in-law's number, nor give him hers. How would brother-in-law find her? Ning Siswang sat in her dorm dazing. The night Yi Mo left, she realized that she didn't leave her brother-in-law's number, nor give him hers. How would brother-in-law find her? Sister Shuang, didn't you say you were going on a holiday with a friend? Why do you look so lost coming back? Are you in love, and you lost that love? A chubby girl asked. The other girl immediately answered, Sis Wang losing love. How can you even imagine? Which idiot would break up with Sis Wang? Plus, the handsome guys wanting to chase Sis Wang can line up all the way around the school. Ning Sis Wang regained her senses and said, Don't bullshit. Good things happened yesterday indeed. Where is Yiming? Let's go have a big meal. I will treat. Really, Sister Shuang? Thank you. I'll call Yiming back immediately. The chubby girl shrieked and was about to make a call. Ning Siswang was indeed happy. She hasn't told her parents that Yi Mo was back, as she wanted to go back with him, to give them a surprise. As soon as Yi Mo came to the door, he heard that Ning Siswang was going to treat people, and he quickly knocked on the door. Yiming is back. I haven't even called yet. She must have heard that there's food. The chubby girl opened the door and saw Yi Mo. Who are you? How did you come up here? The chubby girl looked dazedly at Yi Mo, not understanding how a guy came to the female dorms. The female dorms were under strict management, and no guys were allowed up here. I'm here to find Ning Siswang, Yi Mo said politely, and dined go in. Brother-in-law, I was thinking about how to let you know my contact details, but you're this powerful and found me. Ning Siswang rushed over in joy and pulled Yi Mo inside. What she didn't expect was that another girl in the corridor saw this and seemed surprised, but she quickly left. Moments later, she came to another dorm and charged in. Yuping, what are you doing? The girl wearing black glasses said unhappily. Yuping rushed to another girl next to the mirror, saying, Chu Dan, I saw. Chu Dan also frowned and turned around, showing an extremely pretty face. In terms of looks, she was on par with Ning Siswang and seemed more feminine. Ning Siswang's body was not grown out yet, but Chu Dan was very curvaceous. Why, Yuping, what did you see? Yuping calmed herself down first and said, Chu Dan, I saw a man being dragged into Ning Siswang's dorm by her. Chu Dan immediately threw down her makeup pen and said in surprise and joy, Yuping, are you serious? Of course, Yuping said. Yuping, hurry up and call the school management and the Mei Mei school news. Tell them to bring cameras immediately. Chu Dan said desperately. Then Chu Dan's beautiful face showed a smile. Little slut, can't keep your pants on. How dare you fight with me? Brother-in-law, you're really powerful. As soon as I came back, you're back. How did you find me? Who did you ask? Ning Siswang couldn't control her joy. Yi Mo smiled but didn't say anything. Wow, Sister Shuang, you're not nice. You found a boyfriend, but you're hiding it from us. Brother-in-law, So cringe, but I like this title. If I find a boyfriend, I'll call him brother-in-law too. Ha ha ha. The chubby girl joked. But immediately she thought about the big meal. Hee hee, Sister Schwang, you've got good eyes. This handsome guy, hee hee. You didn't forget about the big meal later, right? All you know is eat. Look at how chubby you are. Another girl said. Ning Siswang quickly said to her two dorm mates, don't misunderstand. This is really my brother-in-law. Brother-in-law. They're my dorm mates. The chubby one is Lu Yan, and this one is Yi Xiaoshan. Yi Ming isn't back yet. He really is your brother-in-law? Yi Xiaoshan asked in shock. Yes, Ning Siswang said affirmatively. Lu Yan was confused too. Ning Sishuang's sister has been out for so many years. Even if her brother-in-law came back, he can't be this young. Seeing that they were going to chat non-stop, Yi Mo quickly said, Sichuan, I'm going back soon. Just give me that key. Don't be in such a rush. Your sister Shuang's brother-in-law. You finally came. Of course you need to treat us to dinner. We've been exhausting our brains helping Sister Shuang recently. Lu Yan said. Seeing this, Yi Mo knew he couldn't get away from this, so he nodded. In that case, let's go eat. Sis Wang remembered to bring the key. Just at this moment, Yi Xiaoshan looked at her phone and quickly said, Sis Wang, the student management department people are here, and the school news department. We should quickly go. It must be that Chu Dan. She saw you bring your brother-in-law and wants to look for trouble. Ning Siswang said in contempt, so what if they're here? I'm not scared. So what if my brother-in-law is here? I don't have about being an image representative. Yi Mo's spirit sense scanned two groups of people going up the stairs coming towards their direction and asked, what's image representatives? Lu Yan immediately said, being the image representative for Ning, hi. There's only 2 spots, and one of them is in our school. Your identity and status will. The dorm doors were opened, and more than 10 people were hustled towards with all sorts of flashlights. Ning Sishuang's hands were still clutching Yi Mo's arm, and these were all caught by the cameras. But Yi Mo didn't care at all. He simply used a cultivation essence barrier, and their cameras would be empty. But Lu Yan's face changed. She didn't expect the people came this fast. With this news, Ning Sishuang's image was ruined. But before she could talk, a few students with badges came in. Ning Sishuang, you've broken the rule of bringing a male into the female dorms. Please come with us to the Student Management Center. The student saw Yi Mo and his eyes flashed with jealousy. Can my family come to visit me? Since when did the school rules say that family members aren't allowed to visit? Ning Sishuang said in contempt. Another student argued, we'll know if he's your family member after going to the Student Management Center. Even if he is family, males aren't allowed in the female dorms. Brother-in-law. Ning Sishuang looked at Yi Mo unhappily. Yi Mo smiled. Then don't bother studying here. Come back with me. Huh? Yi Mo's words shocked everyone here. Ninghai Uni was one of the 3 most famous universities in the country. Countless people wanted to come in, and yet Ning Sishuang's boyfriend just said don't study here. Ning Sishuang immediately rejoiced and hugged Yi Mo's arm even tighter. But my parents want me to study here. What do I do? How could Yi Mo not know what she wanted? He smiled. I'll speak with them about this. Sishuang, are you really quitting because of this? Lu Yan asked stutterly. Sishuang, are you really quitting because of this? Lu Yan asked stutterly. Yeah, my brother-in-law said so. What do I need to be afraid of? Let's go, call Yi Ming, and we'll go get a big meal. Ning Sishuang joyfully. She didn't understand why her parents insisted on her studying here, when there were so many good schools in Luoyu. Remember to pack your things and bring that key. Yi Mo reminded again. That key was very important to him. His spirit sense scanned Duanheng ranges and found it to be surrounded by all sorts of buildings. Even if he could open the formation, it would cause a huge commotion. Plus, Yi Mo didn't have any faith in starting that formation, as the formation heart has been dug up Ning Siswang just put a few simple things in her bag and said, "Don't worry, I've picked up the key already. There's nothing else here. Let's go." Then Ning Siswang looked slyly at the students and said, "Okay, I'm not a student of Ning High University now. The Student Management Center has no right to manage me." The students, they're dazed, not being able to say a word. Ning Siswang held Yimo's hand and waltzed out of the door and said to Lian, "Yen, when Yiming comes back, I'll call you. We'll have a big dinner together." The tall man saw Yimo and Ning Siswang go downstairs and quickly said that man has violated our school rules and went into our school's female dorms. He must be recorded. Then he took a step forward to grab Yimo. But as soon as he got to the stairs, he fell down. The stairs were very wide, but he eerily rolled a few times before spitting out a few teeth. Then he was paralyzed on the stairs. Everyone who saw this were shook. The stairs were so wide and smooth, and yet he fell like that. The rest of the people couldn't care about Yi Mo and Ning Siswang. They quickly helped the student up and sent him to the hospital. Ning Siswang laughed and felt very satisfied. Yi Mo shook his head and sped out of the dorms, coming into a small road outside the school. "Brother-in-law, wait for me." Ning Siswang rushed up and grabbed Jimo's arm. "Io, brother-in-law, such intimacy. I heard you're quitting uni, Ning Siswang. I even feel a little guilty." Chu Dan spun out. "I thought you were going to the Student Management Center and specially walked around BTU. I still saw you." Sigh. Chu Dan sighed. Yi Mo frowned but didn't talk. Ning Siswang's tone suddenly went cold. "Chu Dan, don't think that I don't know you're behind this, but I never even cared about the image representative. Plus, I quit when I want to quit. Can you do that? You can only plot against people behind their backs. What are you?" Yi Mo wanted to laugh. He could tell that Ning Siswang cared about it, but after all that happened, she knew she had no hope for it. Chu Dan looked at Ning Siswang and sneered. "So what if I reported you dropping out of school first year in uni? What can you do? At most there would be an extra." Ning Siswang's face burst red. "I'm going back with my brother-in-law. What does that have to do with you? I'm not even going to stay here." "Of course I know you're not going to stay here. Brother-in-law, what a nice name. After I graduate, I need to learn with you." Chu Dan said in contempt, "What can you do with your brother-in-law?" Little did Ning Siswang know that Chu Dan was cursing her for being lucky enough to find a man this handsome, but she would never say that. Ning Siswang was always better than her, and that made extremely uncomfortable. Yi Mo could tell that Ning Siswang was no match for Chu Dan in an argument, so he pulled her, signaling her to stop talking. Then he said, "Siswang is going to cultivate to be an immortal with me. Is that okay? Brother-in-law." Ning Siswang was speechless. Why not leave if we can't beat her in the argument? Why talk about some immortal cultivation? She would have no face to come back. Chu Dan dazed and suddenly laughed. She realized she didn't envy Ning Siswang anymore. Her boyfriend was good-looking, but he was an idiot. He was nothing compared to her cunning boyfriend. At this instant, she felt very satisfied. She finally beat Ning Siswang. "Let's go." Yi Mo suddenly felt annoyed and took Ning Siswang. Cloud appeared beneath his feet, and they floated into the sky on this cloud in front of Chu Dan, soon disappearing. Chu Dan's laughter suddenly stopped. She looked dazedly at Yi Mo and Ning Siswang, and suddenly rubbed her eyes and patted her head. After a long while, she screamed, "Flying! It's really flying!" "Chu Dan, what happened to you?" Two girls heard Chu Dan scream and came over. Chu Dan pointed hysterically at the direction where Yi Mo and Ning Siswang disappeared. Yu Ping frowned. "Chu Dan, what happened to you? What is flying?" "Ning Siswang, she's quitting university. Regardless, you've succeeded. What are you worrying about?" Chu Dan suddenly said to Yu Ping and Mimi, "Did you see Ning Siswang? And the guy next to her? Did you see that they flew away?" Dan, you're too good at acting. Your expression seems so real." Another girl patted her chest and nodded. "Yes, Ning Siswang flew away. You saw it too right. Chu Dan grabbed this girl. The girl slapped Chu Dan's hands. Okay, we're about to have dinner. Everyone knows that Ning Siswang was kicked flying by you. Chu Dan calmed down and was certain she didn't see wrong. She knew that no one would ever believe her. Chu Dan, I feel you're a bit strange. Yu Ping noticed something. Chu Dan realized her actions were too strange before. She forced a smile despite the shock in her heart. I was just joking, haha. Can't you take a joke? Puffed. Yu Ping sighed, Dan. You should go to performing arts. It's such a waste of your talent. You don't know how real your act was before. Okay, today's incident let Dan win. Let's go have dinner and celebrate. Mei said. Chu Dan said, not tonight, let's do tomorrow. I'm a bit tired tonight. I want to sleep. Yi Mo intentionally flew in front of Chu Dan and even formed clouds with his cultivation essence. Before he left, he was going to set up level 9 formation at Luo Yu anyways and help Qingshua's parents cultivate. So he might as well let Ning Siswang know this earlier. When Ning Siswang was taken into the sky above the clouds, she was completely dumbfounded. It's been so long and she hasn't recovered. She felt scared right now. Not surprised you're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.